think it's actually a boring Saturday, or do you think it's just a little bit of a sorbet in the grand meal of European Rocket League?
You know what I really enjoyed about it was the fact that we questioned the narrative of the top 4. We questioned whether is someone talking to us?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Championship Sunday.
I heard a voice. Chat, you let us know.
We're on Discord, bear in mind. There's lots going on.
Yeah. We'll look to chat to be our truth. But I love the top 4 narrative just being like there and then maybe destroyed. But then really, if you look at it again, just replace Oxygen with KC. And is it really gone? And so I don't think it was boring. I think it fit a very specific narrative. You just got to look at it right, Stumpy. Anyone looking at it saying this is boring is just not looking at the right storylines.
Yeah, I think when you look, like, in the English Football League, at least, there's those situations where you have, like, a Man City going up against an Accrington Stanley. Those matches aren't always going to be fun, but they kind of have to happen before then you then get through to the later stages. And, Leaf, I really appreciate you saying, when I mention Accrington Stanley, as if you know who Accrington Stanley are.
It's my favorite team.
Very good. Yeah, they are a team. Good context clues. Good job. But look, we then look at the major 2 points and look forward to London. Vitality are top at the moment. If we can look quickly at the season points, potentially, gosh knows what our production machine's able to do right now.
Yeah.
Gentlemates, they still sit top. And Leaf, a lot of people are talking about BDS and Carmine Corp. Who's going to make worlds out of them? But Oxygen, they are in that point of contention.
This is what I love about this. Like, K-Corp missing this has just made everything so much more exciting, right? Because there's that possibility there's no major for them. Worlds, yeah, they're still looking all right. They're still looking clean. And especially if they make that qualifier 4, they can continue to carry on through, raise that gap, make it a lot harder for Oxygen and BDS to reach up. But then that BDS-Oxygen match or line to that 4th spot there becomes a lot more open, especially if we see that continued shakiness from BDS and how well Oxygen is performing right now. Joyo on that squad is bringing them distances. They go grand finals today. I really think that BDS spot is not a lock for that team BDS.
Right.
Are we back?
I want to test. Chat, say the voices that you can hear. Johnny, go.
Let us know if you can hear another
voice.
Are
we back? I mean, we're visibly back. I can see myself.
Are we back, boys? Are we okay?
Are we back?
Free CJ, everyone. He's been. Oh, CJ's still not back. No.
CJ's still not back.
Right. Johnny Lee Stumpy.
CJ, bro. What is he doing?
I wonder, can we move on and just play the game that we prepared? Or is that going to be too much for the poor production machine that's vibing?
I feel like CJ could write. He's got a whiteboard there. He could write.
Write your opinions. Right, guys, we have some highlights and some top plays that we can see. So let's have a little gander at the best bits.
Yeah, let's get us off. Let's get us off the screen here. Is this the top 8 bracket? Are we on top 5 place now? I'm all over the place here. Top place, Stumpy. I can't really see what's happening here, so this is all you.
I've got you. Don't worry. That was the Resi air dribble, gets the reset over the top, finds Oli, and that shot, Johnny, was 7 kilometers per hour. One of the slowest shots that we have seen in European Rocket League.
Yeah, we need to get a top 5 slowest goals. I mean, it was hit pretty hard, but it was slowed by the time across the line. But yeah, it was all about the pre-jumps in yesterday's matches, especially this one, Alpha with the flip reset off the pre-jump. And if you didn't catch the series, you're going to need to go and watch it back. It won't take you that long. It's a pretty quick one. But not a bad goal there by Alpha. Somehow number 4. But yeah, keep watching and you'll see why.
And then we see Acro over on top Cougars. This is one that I called out in the cast. I'd love to see in the top plays. It made it from the sidewall. He goes for one jump. From that, he then secures the reset on the ball with the flip there, and then goes away from the ball and bumps Joyo. Getting the reset to go for the man is genius.
Yeah, it's another pre-jump play here as well from Zen. This is just effortless. I mean, the way that he puts this in just makes it look so easy. He jumps, barely has to move mid-air, barely has to move after the first touch of the backboard, doubles it in, and there is your number 2.
This is the one, though. It's Zen. Alpha comes in, thinks, I can get a little bite of this cherry. And he gets a pinch, CJ. What's your opinion? Oh, we can't hear CJ. He's still not in. He's still not back. Well, that goal I thought was brilliant. I thought it was wonderful.
It was brilliant.
The fact that he had a pinch. I was very happy.
Oh, he's just glad. I love it.
Right, get rid of
Let's watch him.
Leave him, keep him there. We want to keep him there. I just can't believe. Yeah, right. I just can't believe the amount of times he's thought he's back, only to find out he's not back. This is ridiculous.
So unfortunately, we're gonna have to skip our game. We tried. Maybe it's the game that's cursing it. We tried this 2 days in a row, and maybe that's the problem. We'll have to try that later, but we'll have to just skip on over to kickoff right now.
Oh, I thought you meant we're skipping Vitality. I thought you meant skipping Vitality BDS.
No, we're not skipping that. We're going to be talking about
skip that game. Okay.
No, we're not skipping the game. This is the games that we have today, guys. Semifinals. I promise the gameplay will be fine. It's just us. It's a us problem here. So we have 2 semifinals going on. Best of 7s across the board. You lose, you're out, you're done. Oxygen, Gentlemates, BDS, Team Vitality are your last 4. The top 4 vying for that championship spot today. And our first matchup, of course, well, if you need to see the schedule, we can let you know what that is. I don't know if it's shown on screen. All I know is that we have Vitality and BDS coming your way. So I'm just going to start talking about this here. Johnny, this is a big matchup. These are 2 of the dominating teams in Europe, but it looks like Vitality is maybe taking that a little more seriously.
Yeah, and this is huge, not just for these 2 teams, but also for Carmine Corp. If you're a Carmine Corp fan today, you need Vitality to win this. If BDS can win just this match, that's it, then Carmine Corp are probably out of the major. Reason being, BDS would just have to win a single series in Swiss in the last event to go past Carmine Corp's maximum points. That would also be Carmine Corp winning the 3rd event, by the way. So Vitality need to win this, not just for themselves, not just for their confidence, not just to be that team again and get another back-to-back regional, but also to help out Carmine Corp. I'm sure they don't care about it. I don't think Vitality care about Carmine Corp. But if you're a Carmine Corp fan, you need Vitality to win this, or their major hopes will pretty much be over.
Hashtags in the chat. Get them going. You guys are spamming all day. You're not done yet. Start throwing in hashtag BDS or hashtag Vitality. Stumpy, give me some thoughts on this, because I'm hoping this is a good one. But what we saw from Vitality the other day, there's a possibility of a complete stomp. BDS, a couple question marks around them, but it's also a bunch of players on BDS that I know can get their act together.
Well, let's see if Stumpy's back.
Oh.
All right, Stumpy's.
Okay. Oh,
Stumpy's not. Stumpy's not. Oh, it's okay. So it's okay. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, and I believe, using my immense knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, that Zen is going to win. Look how relaxed he is, leaning back in his chair, and that's why I believe that they're going to be victorious.
All right, Stumpy, I need your thoughts then on the other squad here on BDS. I mean, give me some deep analysis on the posture here. What are we feeling mentally?
Well, see, right now the problem is not visible. Monkey Moon's relaxed, but at any minute today, he could lean back in his chair. And if you see that happening, you don't need to be an expert in body language to know that that means he's tilted, literally tilted IRL, in fact.
I wonder if they need to add some extra supports to the back of that chair for the lean backs there. Let's hope that doesn't happen for BDS today, though. I mean, you never like to see it when a player's distraught. You always like to see everyone having a good time. But with one of the teams having to lose, you know one of them's not going to have a good time. I just hope it's a good, close match here. Again, we had those 4-0s, the 4-1s, and a 4-2 before, and nothing went the distance yesterday. For Johnny, the analyst, what would you like to see today? Do you want to just cruise on through this? Do you think that's going to happen? I want a best of 7.
Oh yeah, of course. I would love to see Game 7. I'd love to see all 7 games. But for some reason, I don't think that's going to happen. I could see either team running away with this. I think BDS, if they let Vitality start off stronger, I think their heads could quite easily go down. They've not had the most consistent split so far. Well, they've not had the most consistent event, I should say. But I mean, even the event prior to this, losing in 7 to Resolve, they've been inconsistent. Vitality look like they're back. But when BDS get rolling, they just look unstoppable. So I think this is going to be a one-sided series. I think I do back Vitality, to be honest. But yeah, BDS, they are essentially qualifying for the major if they win this. So this is huge.
Yeah. Do you have an opinion? Stumpy should have an opinion. Okay. Oh, no, he's out. Okay. We tried it.
Oh, Stumpy foolishly tried to say something, but you guys can't hear him.
His best. We shut off. He had his time in the spotlight. But
look at this. So Vitality,
yeah.
what is going on here? They've placed their camera.
It's a huddle.
It's okay. Their hands are in the middle, and
hey.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, allez, and then they all sit down.
Allez.
But yeah, I saw Zen reaching for something there. I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, these guys they're so used to the boot camp setup. This is essentially like a second home to them. They've done this so many times, especially Alpha 54, who's been boot camping here since RLCS season X.
Yeah.
So he's done this for a long time, and they're very familiar with this. I think, when we're talking about online Rocket League, this is definitely helpful. I think it helps them have more of a team spirit and have more of a togetherness when they're struggling. But it can also be a massive help when you go to LANs and you're now surrounded by all these distractions.
Right.
This is almost like LAN prep in a way, because you're surrounded by people and noise and things happening. So this is I think really good for Vitality. They look like the Vitality from the end of last season again.
Right. No, and this is some of the discussion too around having with the webcams on too, is that I think it's beneficial for players to want to do that, because
yes.
I mean you put yourself in a position that you are under a little extra stress, and if obviously the goal is to go to a world championship and be in front of an audience, you're going to feel that stress, and this helps you kind of ease your way into those moments a little bit better. And you see it a lot with European teams. I mean, these teams take their work seriously. I mean, this is work for them. This is their job, and you see it in that ethic, and this is why you see them, Johnny, on the screen.
Yeah, Durali's looking like a mad scientist here. Looks like he's just concocted some kind of experiment. I don't know what on earth he's created today. But the BDS need to have that, that kind of togetherness here and that kind of team spirit. I think this is where they've been lacking. And, I maybe this is reading a bit too much into their current struggles that they've had. But when we look at that team, when we look at the, Monkeyman especially, and he's been in so many different rosters on BDS for so long now, the heads can go down a little bit, and he being the original member of the team, I think he has to do a bit more to try and control that emotion, because it can be infectious. I think we can all relate to that in a smaller way. We're not competing for RLCS points, RLCS prize money, RLCS major spots, but you've all got that one friend who their head goes down, they start tilting themselves, and it can add stress to you as a teammate to try and untilt your teammate. Luckily they've got a coach behind them, and they've got support staff to help with that. But Monkeyman, I think he's got to just they've got to have some fun with this, because it is a losable series, and ultimately they're still in a good spot. Even if
we're almost ready to go here.
It's tough. I'm going to digress
They're
slightly,
on the
but
pitch.
on the same topic, because I mean, there's
their large water bottles good to go again.
Someone trying too hard to be
grab
happy
my
can
large
also
coffee
have
mug.
sometimes the opposite effect,
right
right?
back.
And I think that's where you have that support team come in. You have the coach, you have the managers. Some of these teams have psychologists that try to help with that, to make sure that the mental never gets so far that it needs to be brought back, that you have that strong foundation. But yeah, making sure that you're reading the room is something that I think players can find hard, especially in emotional moments. I mean, these games mean so much to them. It's very easy, and I think important, to be emotional about it. But yeah, to make sure you can keep that in check and realize how your outward emotions affect the people around you, because you could be having a much more adverse effect on them than you're realizing, just to back up what you're saying. So I agree, it's definitely something that needs to be kept in check, but you can't just in the middle of the game say stop that, because that could just spiral it down even worse.
No, it's good to I don't think there's anything wrong with letting it out in the moment, but you have to regain, you have to move on from it, like after that initial reaction to a goal going against you, or to another a case like a game loss in a close situation. It's about immediately moving on to getting your mind in the right place for the next play, because if you do concede in Rocket League, there's nothing you can do in the moment afterwards to change that fact. Well, unless of course there is some kind of disconnect, and you're going to appeal to the admins to have the goal taken away. But outside of these ridiculous circumstances happening, there's nothing you can do to change the fact the goal's gone on your net. There's nothing to change the fact you just missed an open net. You've got to just get on with the next play, and that's I think where Vitality have BDS number right now.
Quick question, John, before we're kicking it. Are we seeing pre-jumps from Vitality today?
Yep, I believe so.
All
I think
right.
we're going to see them down the stretch. Vitality, you're going to win this one, in my opinion. I think we're going to see pre-jump.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We've got through it. We have Cole and Herc on the line, ready to bring you some games. The game is ready. BDS Vitality here to bring you your semifinals. Let's get into it.
It's been an insane morning, to say the least, but it is great vibes all the way from the desk to the chat and over onto the field. Guys, welcome to the European Champ Sunday for qualifier number 5. We've got BDS versus Vitality. Let's get into it.
And what form these two teams are in, Hercules. It's been incredible the way Team BDS took to the pitch after Team Vitality yesterday utterly destroyed Grid Serve Resolve. So our statistician D-Rect, he was sending some stats about Zen. And he said that he is currently, in this tournament, number 1 in goals, number 1 in score, number 2 in assists, top 6 in saves, top 1 in shots, number 5 in demos, number 2 in shot percentage, and 7 in goal participation. This is someone who's never seen anyone in all of the top 10s before. So extraordinary performances from Vitality so far. BDS, though, a different proposition.
Yeah, it's definitely been a different story on the likes of BDS. They had a rough qualifier, at least probably in the eyes of their fans and themselves, right? They had to go to round 5 in the Swiss, which almost feels unheard of for this team. But as the weekend progressed, it was sheer progress. So now you're in this battle of, it's a peak Vitality almost, right? They're on their way back. They're looking like them old selves. But BDS, they're just on a climb. And this is just another challenge in their way.
Yeah, BDS will be looking forward, relishing the opportunity to stop all these conversations about Team Vitality being as good as they were at the end of last year, because this was the fellow World Championship Grand Finalists in Team BDS. Vitality beat them then, and so far they're beating them today as Radosin draws first blood.
Well, if he's just going to keep on adding points to the demos, that demo there from Zen just cleared open that net. Easy shot there for Vitality, and they have the early game lead, which is huge, especially against a team like BDS, right? BDS can't falter at all in this semifinal because not only is there a lot riding on themselves, but they got the KC fans going against them.
Oh, for sure, yeah. All of the teams below that top 4 will be praying that BDS aren't able to take this one. They'll want Vitality just to rush ahead. But equally, you're right. The KC fans will be hoping that Vitality aren't that sort of team that everyone fears, because they want it to be their team. But you can see why Team Vitality have everyone in their crosshairs right now. The infield passes have been perfect for them. And the pre-jumps. I wonder what you think, Herc. Do you agree with what Johnny said, that one team could run away with this one based on how much momentum they both currently have?
Oh, I absolutely agree. And I think right now BDS is just trying to slow down Vitality's momentum, because that first 2 minutes really looked like Vitality's game. This might have been enough to slow it down for a few short moments, but I think off kickoff, we'll have our answer. Can BDS keep up with Vitality? Because right now, it seems like Vitality's just 2 steps ahead.
Not too much to go on the history of this one. Interestingly, this is only the second time these two teams have faced each other this season, and the last one was won by Team BDS. It was in the Swiss last time around, so they will have some hope to bring with them to this this beautiful map, this beautiful series. And equally, the fact they've got that equalizer will fuel them with even more belief. Team BDS, a team that when they start to believe in themselves, can cause damage to anyone. Vitality, they've been playing the best Rocket League so far this tournament. Zen goes forward yet again, wants to add another one to the score of goals that he's scored so far. Monkey Moon nips in there quickly. Charlie's coming in. Alpha has to do some defending.
I like these quick challenges from BDS too, but also just the preparation to not let Vitality catch them off guard as far as defense goes. Jolly up. He's gonna take a shot. Alpha though, still same old Alpha, keeping everything out of their net. Tied game as we approach second half of this one. It's an attempt to find Monkey Moon off the backboard, way high and wide. And here comes Vitality back into their half off the backboard, but great read from Exotic.
Yeah, just Alpha making everything look simple. Not an easy skill, the in and out save, or the squishy save if you prefer. But Alpha makes it look like something you do every single day without making a mistake. Zen now is on the backboard. A demo comes in from Alpha as he rotates out, so Zen has a little bit of space to play with. Monkey Moon up quickly as ever, and I think as ever for Team BDS, Monkey Moon may well be the key in this one, Hercules.
I absolutely agree. I think if Monkey Moon's able to pop off, this turns into a whole other game. And with a great example of that was what we saw in the Swiss round, right? When Monkey Moon started to kind of peak up a little bit, that's where momentum started to get driven for this squad. But I think Vitality's well aware of that fact, so they're doing everything in their power to just kind of slow him down right now. But Drawley, big clear upfield. Zen slows this one down off the backboard. It's a big demo on this one. Double demo sends him back. It's traded. Radosin, clear counter. Going back, you got just over a minute left. It's still a tight game. Here's an opportunity, but Drawley takes it away.
Priority number one for Team BDS was to make sure Vitality didn't start at that million-mile-per-hour they were at yesterday. Slow things down, make them work for their goals. It's been achieved. Now can they achieve step two, which is get that third goal that's all that's separating these two teams. As Exotic takes a touch, Alpha onto the back wall. Monkey Moon just fakes things out there. Zen is nudged out the way by Exotic, so Dryly can come in with not much boost until he picks up that 100. Monkey Moon following up. It's more questions being asked of Vitality's defense, and so far defensively they've been pretty solid against BDS.
They have. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from this team right now, to be honest, but these next 30 seconds or so is where I feel like Vitality's definitely going to ramp things up. I don't think they don't want to be taken to OT by BDS in any shape or form. And we're going to see it here. Zen, low on boost, pops this one up over to Alpha.
Here we go.
It's the free jumps we were looking for, but they're not quite turning into what they want. It's another shot. This one gets sent, and Drawley back out into the mid.
Yeah, decent defending there from Dryly to send that one forwards, and now here he is causing more havoc in Vitality's half. Exotic sends that one up for himself. Alpha steaming in. Monkey Moon gets a double tap here. Does he accept the overtime? I think he does. He puts it into space, and we are starting off with some tension in OT.
I like it. Off kickoff. It's going to be BDS in Vitality's half. This one gets floated down. Drawley, no boost on it. Monkey Moon trying to finish. He's got enough space off the backward. He can float in. If Exotic could do it, but he can't. And pressure's not going to stop on this one. 15 seconds in. It's a reset to keep it going forward. 2 players to keep this one out, and it does.
A couple of times, Team BDS have almost managed to squeak through that Vitality defense, but one save too many as far as BDS are concerned for Vitality. And Dryly has to get the attack going again. Zen steaming in though. Speed from Zen. Exotic for a second. It looked like he'd fallen behind the play there, but just about managed to recover. And now he and Dryly can combine to get this ball away. It does seem to me like Vitality is starting to turn the screw though.
Yeah, it's definitely about to become a faster game, and you can't let Zen of all people have this ball right now. BDS protecting their backboard with their lives. Nobody's back right now on this one though. It's an opportunity. Alpha wanted it. Just a little bit slow to that one though. Center, Zen taking a shot. Takes 2 players to keep it out. Monkey Moon with the save on it though. And here comes Radosin. Just backflip, slow things down a little bit. But instead, BDS takes it away and they start their transition.
We feel that this first game is more important to Team BDS than it is to Vitality. Based on what we know about them, how their heads can drop, they need to win it. Exotic is almost beaten by Radosin. Now Zen has a go, but I think he's run out of boost enough that Dryly can be comfortable, that Monkey Moon can take this one away. Clean defending from Team BDS. They seem on the same wavelength. They seem in alignment with their teammates so far in this one, but that might be an overplay. Can Radosin get in there? Not quite. A demo comes in, an Exterminator award for Alpha 54, who has been huge on the bumps and demos today, clearly targeting Team BDS, but still no second goal for Vitality.
Yeah, it's not been quite enough there, but I think if you can get all 3, that's surely got to give you enough time to find your way through. But BDS managing to prevail, getting some demos of their own to start sending Vitality back into their own half. Give them a chance to go back, but it's a big clear from Zen. Monkey Moon just trying to slow it down, but Zen in himself, the demo expert right now, and the shot from Alpha denied. 2 minutes into OT, a million demos on the field, and finally BDS can breathe for a moment.
There we have Monkey Moon so far with 7 saves, 850 score. A huge performance so far from the former world champion, the talismanic Frenchman for Team BDS. But Alpha, he sends it forward. Dryly, the new boy, he's called to catch the ball. He manages to do it up against Radosin, who forces it into the center. Now Alpha has a chance to worse something up, or he did. Wait a minute, that might backfire from BDS. Zen's coming in, Zen's finishing it. Is he? Yes, he is. And Vitality do take the first game.
This is Vitality. You
Flying
start
in.
pinning them against a wall, and they'll fight back. And it was the bumps in the demos, but Zen is back. He is here, and he is in their faces.
He is
Didn't even have to be mechanical at the end. And that's one of the things that impressed us all the most when Zen first joined Team Vitality. We'd seen his clips. We'd seen him styling on world-class players on show matches and elsewhere, right? But it's when he comes into the team and he's able to do the dirty stuff, the ugly stuff, happy to make the passes, happy to get the bumps and demos, and happy to get the ugly goals because his positioning is good enough as well. But looking at the scores here, Herc, I mean, it was such a performance from Monkey Moon, but still not enough.
That's what's so insane to me, but I think, again, a lot of the performance comes from the sheer amount of saves that he had to put up. He didn't really get a lot of time to show what he could do on offense, which we all know he's extremely capable of flipping a game on its head. But, geez, there's the amount of shots taken on either end of the field. The fact that only 2 of them were able to make their way through for Vitality just shows BDS's defense is going to be a little bit trickier for them. You saw them get frustrated, and in that frustration, the game plan became demo them off the field, bump them out of the way. So I'm expecting a fairly heavy, aggressive answer and response from BDS headed into the next game, but I don't know. Mentality is always that big question mark on BDS.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be pretty pleased with how the first game went. Obviously not so happy losing the overtime, that's never ideal, but Vitality are a team who have the capability today to be the first in EU to make it to London. They have to win the event. I don't know if you saw the tweet they put out that D-Rex was like, oh, well, actually, you haven't quite done it yet. They're still one event win away, and I don't think anyone can begrudge Vitality making it there on current form.
Yeah, you can't quite count them out on it. I don't even blame them for that one, but it is true. You still got another one on this one. They're just going to try and close it out here. That's a crazy shot. Drawley, great save to keep him back. Vitality coming out swinging, but it's a long clear upfield. That could have been dangerous had it been any further left.
Drawley, though, sends that one forwards to the side, actually. Alpha's got no boost. All of Vitality pretty boost style. Thankfully, Radosin had landed on something somewhere, so he was able to make the most of the 100 that he had. The Team BDS starting game 2 well. Forbidden Temple looking like their place right now. As Dryly comes in, whatever they discussed in those 60 seconds seems to be working, and I do appreciate this sort of slower version of Team BDS we're seeing. They're not trying to outpace Vitality. There's no egos in their gameplay. It's just solid Rocket League, and that pre-flip catch from Exotic was a nice little mechanic.
I agree. I think matching pace of play is probably your best answer. Just waiting to see what you are comfortable and capable of as far as this game 2 is concerned, right? And then you can set the tone once you find that lead. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here. Drawley, great shot on target. Zen, save and cleared out into the mid with himself. Great 50 in the air on it. Trying to keep it going, even on no boost. It's a wall dash and pass over to the net, but Exotic keeps it out.
Oh man, that would have been so sick. He had no boost throughout the entirety of that play, and still, somehow, Zen managed to force his way around and get a decent pass into the center. I'm sure even he'll be gutted that one didn't lead to a goal. Would have been a unique little finish there, but it doesn't matter in the end because Radosin eventually has the open net once more and scores again.
I need to see it. Was there another bump on this one after it? Did he clip the back end of Monkey?
He might have done. I know he went for him. I think even trying to go for Monkey Moon there made that save 15 times more difficult. So still more involvement from Zen.
More difficult.
There he is. Zen getting involved once again. Left that one for Radosin. Couldn't find the double on the angle off of it, but it's okay. You're leading by 1. Race back, though, because now you got to answer to Drawley. It's tied game. Almost immediate response.
What I love as well is seeing the reactions there from the players on Team BDS. That goal meant something to them. That's the moment they need to hype themselves back up and keep going toe-to-toe with Team Vitality.
And it's a big thing to be able to respond that quickly and not have to, you know, work too hard and too long for something, right? You're back on even playing ground with Vitality now. You want to extend, pass and play back and forth, almost through, but Alpha 54 has got something to say about it, and it's not a good answer.
A couple of demos, though, will change things. Monkey Moon goes to the snapshot. Drawley did his best to take out Zen, but Zen, as ever, too speedy, too nippy, and really loving those wall dashes today, it seems. Something he's been working on in training, no doubt. Seems to be working out for him. Alpha slows things down in front of the Team BDS there. Drawley is going to own goal at Herc. This is a scuffed day if I've ever seen one.
It's scuff day all the way around, but the good thing about scuff days is you can always come back from them. This is a best of 7. There's a little bit more time in this than they would normally have.
Scuffed day. Looks like us out there.
Game left. to go, right? You're only down by 1. You've answered before. You shake it off. And this is what we were talking about. Mentality is going to play a huge role in BDS's game. Question.
I mean, in the pre-show though, Herc, I mean, we heard, I think it was Johnny Boy doing an impression of Stumpy. Maybe it really was Stumpy, saying you have to keep an eye on Team BDS's on their body language, and I'll just say it didn't look too good after that, nor do these bumps coming in, the team bumps. It's starting to get a little bit scrappy for Team BDS. Gonna have their work cut out for them. Coach Cassio must be speaking to his players, just saying calm down. As you mentioned, best of 7, so much time.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line, but again, mentality plays such a big role, and I know Vitality has one of the stronger ones, and it's been such a build back for Zen. I remember, you know, meeting with Zen after one of his first losses ever. He was crying, and I just remember telling him, dude, you got a long career ahead of you. This is just the beginning, and same can be said for BDS, and that's exactly what they're showing. Monkey Moon's had an insane career. It's been so long, and same can be said for Exotic. I don't know how this doesn't go in.
Unbelievable. The ball just refuses. It's like Vitality have installed a magnet behind their goal. And the opposite one in the... Actually, no, the same one. Sorry, my science is very good. The same one in the ball to repel it. That's how magnets work. Anyway, the point is, it remains 2-1 Team Vitality. Save after save from them. Team BDS will have to rely on the fact that they are getting opportunities. If you're not scoring, it starts to get increasingly frustrating. Radosin steaming forward, takes out Dryly, goes for Exotic as well, who has to dodge Radosin. Exotic has Dryly to his left. Can he find him? He wants to get the flip reset. He does. Dryly has a shooting chance. Dryly takes it. BDS are back.
Was it a double flip reset just to attempt the pass? I think it was. He took it up on the side.
That's it. These guys got to have these really ticky-tacky plays here to stand a chance against Vitality.
To be able to reach him, and he did. Tied game. That's got to do wonders for the mental. 54 seconds left in game number 2.
Let's hope so. Let's hope that Team BDS continue at their best. We do not want to see a sweep either way. We are desperate over here in EU for some game 7s, for some game 6s.
No sweeps. No
for now,
sweeps.
Team BDS. Putting the attack back on Vitality. Zen, he wins that race. Exotic is sent back. Now Vitality, on the other hand, would love this to be a nice, easy semi-finals and jaunt into the grand final yet again. 4-0 against Resolve last time around at this stage for winning the grand final. Monkey Moon misses the ball there, so Alpha's going to pick up some boost and get it. Dryly to the ceiling. Can he get around this ball? No, instead he leaves it to Exotic. But Zen was just waiting. Zen is absolutely everywhere, but his team don't have that precious lead.
Yeah, it's just not the fastest follow-ups from BDS right now, and it's giving Vitality a little bit more room to anticipate what's about to go down. 3 seconds left. There's one last attempt. If you want it, you could take it.
No way.
Oh. 0 seconds. Monkey Moon to steal game 2.
And that is expert play as well. Waiting just a split second longer. So 0 second ticked along. Well, the ball was in the air. Nothing Vitality could do as soon as Monkey Moon began his backflip.
You probably don't see the little bicycle goals very often like that.
He was going to attempt it and successfully do it, and the fact that it happened is insane. You can see it on his face. It's kind of just like a, oh, okay, we're back in this. It's just close your eyes to the own goal, remember the last one of game 2, and move forward.
And that's exactly what they've done. Team BDS fighting their way back in there just when it was starting to seem like things were getting against them, like Team Vitality were going to pull away. Team BDS just refused to allow that to happen. I mean, from this moment, Herc, when this own goal went in, I don't know about you, but I was thinking, oh dear, here we go.
All right.
No, I definitely was in the same boat.
So this is where the switch flips, right? Vitality scores like 25 goals in the next 3 games.
It didn't exist for a moment. We were all just stood still like there's no way this just happened. I'm sure BDS felt the exact same way, but it's like you said, mentality is a huge thing, and I know Cassio probably was in ears as soon as he could be, just to be like, you know, press forward. You move on from it. You can think about it for like 1 second and move on, and that's exactly what they did. Now we head into game number 3. BDS, they steal the game away at 0 seconds from Vitality, but this isn't one of those moments where I feel like Vitality would get crushed. It's more just, okay, it's a tied series, you move on.
Yeah, exactly. You have to tell yourself that it was your own error that led to that 0 second goal. You know, the opponents aren't better than us. We just made a mistake. But Exotic is continuing Team BDS's momentum here, straight from the kickoff. The ceiling steal from Vitality, who aren't being allowed to do anything mechanically. Zen has to force his way down to the other end, but runs out of boost. Radosin has a go to the backboard. Alpha's coming in. An early lead for Vitality would do them the world of good, but they just can't get it yet again, and Exotic saves once more.
I mean, it's a good sign for BDS. It's a little bit rougher on the ends of Vitality here. Trying to go for the pinch, trying to
see they're
force
trying to play
the
more
50s
physical, though.
forward, but it's not enough.
They're
Drawley's
right
up
on top
next
of
on
them.
turn to try and go. Monkey Moon's bump could
Get
be
in there.
massive, and it is.
Nice
It
shot.
clears out space enough for Drawley to take 2 touches and forward, and BDS get early game lead.
Yeah, you're right. It was a nice little touch of class there
Bounce
from Drawley,
pass.
but Monkey Moon
Self
was
bounce
clearing the
pass.
way the entire time. Team BDS working together. The tandem has returned. And now, Herc, the onus is onto Team Vitality. Can they arrest this sway?
Here comes Radosin off the backboard. 2 of his teammates were just lurking and waiting, but all that means to BDS is you can press forward, try and catch them off guard. 2 demos means almost an open goal, but Exotic, he has been all over the place as far as defense is concerned. Nothing, well, almost nothing, has been able to get past him.
Drawley takes a touch in the center. Zen straight at him. Goes to the ceiling. Can do anything from here. Radosin's to his left. Is he going to be needed? I think maybe Radosin wasn't aware that Zen had no boost left. He could have been trending a little bit close to the goal. He could have done something with that one. Once again, a sign that Vitality's genius from yesterday is just beginning to slow down somewhat. But of course, they are against a slightly better opponent in Team BDS. So these things aren't as chases down Exotic. Alpha to the ceiling. Can he get this ball ahead of Exotic? No, because Exotic is winning the race once more. This is good play from Team BDS. Good defending. Exotic almost gets in there ahead of his opponent. It'll fall to Drawley. Just a few seconds for both these teams to take a breath.
One thing I gotta make mention to is just the sheer amount of reads that both teams have had to put out onto the field. Drawley up next, though, to get a
And
read
the
of his
third
own
man
off
open
this.
goal.
Great placement. It's sheer teamwork as well.
Oh, love it. You can see Zen and Alpha bumping each other as well in that far corner. Things are getting a little bit tricky for Team Vitality, and that's because BDS, they've been slowly upping the pace and aggression. Now they are fully in their own style of play, the style of play that's done so much for this team in the open era, for Monkey Moon in the open era. And now they're doing it against a team that everyone was hyping up. But Zen might make an instant response, though. Another huge save from Exotic. What a read for Dosin. Can't force it in the top corner either. And Zen flies at nothing. It'll fall for Alpha, but Zen had used his boost.
It's not stopping, though. Even when they get cleared back into their own half, it's almost immediate transitions. Forward, it's a 50 towards the backboard. Alpha's trying to find the angle desperately. It's a back pass just to keep this one going. Zen, enough boost in the tank to be a threat. But Monkey Moon's read keeps him out into the corner. They're just slowing things down, but BDS, they need out of their own half. They're low on boost. Exotic's the only one on full at this point. Vitality. It's not the end. To the backboard, falling. Alpha shot off.
It's amazing how much work Team BDS are doing defensively and how much Monkey Moon is doing without affecting the scoreline much. But as I say that, he makes
Another
a
nice
mistake.
pass.
That was poor from Monkey Moon, and a nice little pass to finish it.
That's just Vitality at that point. you knew that the passing plays were eventually going to start to come back. And if you can't cut them off, then this is what's going to start to happen more and more consistently.
Not many solo plays in this series,
as
though.
time goes on, you got just over 2 minutes to go.
The defense has
Zen
been
trying to get the beat out on the race for
pretty
the ball, and Radosin first on the touch. This one's down. Alpha's up next. Pops this one up high. Monkey Moon just lurking and waiting, and Drawley behind, anticipating. And Vitality just slowly inching their way forward. One player at a time.
I mean, since Team Vitality went 2 goals behind, it has been all about them. BDS have been camped in their own half, but now they break through. Monkey Moon has the ball on the back wall. Zen manages to sweep away that attack, at least for now. Monkey Moon is just threatening to get something of a redirect, but not with Alpha there. That one will be pitching all the way in. Radosin tries to follow it home. He doesn't need to. Alpha with the pinch from the gods.
Oh my gosh, he set this up perfectly too. And Radosin, he just calls himself off. He goes, no, just let it go in, have the moment. Tied game at a minute 26.
Team BDS, you had it all. It was all going so well, and suddenly a couple of goals to chase down, and now it's equal. Monkey Moon, he gets himself on the ball, leaves it for Exotic. What a good game he has had. There's a big clearance from Radosin. Drawley is in. Radosin up against Drawley. Dryly's going to chase down Zen. Can Zen wiggle his way out of this one? No, he can't. He has to concede possession. He also gets the touch. Dryly comes in, but couldn't get the shooting angle. Zen keeps himself behind that ball for now. BDS stepping back up again after conceding parity. Dryly's in, but Monkey Moon can't quite get in the ball. And Alpha can't clear
good
it.
little puppy
Goes as
boy
far as
visiting me.
Radosin. He tries to fake out Exotic. Not quite to be. 50 seconds left.
And what's so frustrating as far as BDS is concerned is they feel just a second
Little
behind. I
breakfast
feel like
delivery
if
from
it was
Her
like 1 or
Majesty.
2 seconds a little bit closer on
awesome.
anticipating where this ball is gonna go, you could actually force some of these shots into goals, but same could be said for Vitality. Pass over to Zen. Monkey Moon read off of the backboard here. He's trying to find Drawley. He does. He takes this one low, tries to take a shot. It's wide, but the bump lets Monkey Moon find the angle. BDS once again take the lead.
Yeah, some more great work from Dryly going after Zen, but this finish from Monkey Moon wasn't as simple as he made it look. He had to hit it with power, or else Zen being Zen would have been able to recover. Great shot from Monkey Moon, 27 seconds left.
Off the kickoff. Could be Vitality in that BDS side. Low boost means Alpha's up next on this one. Great read there from Monkey Moon. Send it away, but the one person you don't want to have it has it, so you're going to take it back. Big clear upfield. Can BDS keep this in their favor? 10 seconds left. You've got the lead. Waste the time. This one pops up into the mid. Exotic's going to take one more shot to try and finalize the win. It's not enough, but if you hit the ground, you will take the game. BDS claim game number 3.
And what a back and forth game that one was. Once more, when
Back and forth. This is a
Vitality
solid series,
brought it
though.
back to 2-2, you start to think, is this going to go badly for
French
Team BDS? But
masterclass.
not today. Not with them. Not with Monkey Moon stepping right up. The man has been in the shots you shouldn't miss training packs. No more open goal misses for him. Slamming it home and causing Team Vitality Herc to take a tactical timeout.
Which honestly is pretty rare. I feel like Vitality usually doesn't take these unless they genuinely feel pressured and stressed. Twice now the game has slipped from their fingers when 90% of the time you can say it was in Vitality's control. It was those last moments where BDS came out on top and they were able to just take things back in a way that Vitality wasn't expecting.
Yeah, love the fun.
And, I mean, there's going to be a lot of teams watching this one right now, hoping that Team Vitality's tactical timeout is as effective as we know that they can be. Teams below Team BDS in the overall rankings, seems like Jobless, Lunar Galaxy,
that man a
Carmine
refill.
down there watching this, hoping that it's not
What's
going
he
to
got
be
there?
a Team BDS win.
He's got a
and
glass of
Vitality
something
can
delivered.
do the job, because as soon as BDS win this one,
I
they
need to
lock
know.
in that top 4 even more. So Team Vitality, lots of teams behind them, are they going to have it in them?
The answer to that question is coming up next. I mean, you can see Zen shaking in his chair. This is
He's ready to go.
lock-in moment for this squad.
I like how some of the
Comebacks,
analysis too is like,
They're not
you have
that
to do
difficult
this,
for them.
otherwise
I mean, yes,
Zen will
you
just
gotta
be
give
Zen.
respect to BDS, but when you look at it on paper, as far as this qualifier is concerned, right? BDS has been the shaky team. They've got all the pressure on their back. They're trying to play the race of catch up. Right now, Vitality, they have the high ground in this situation, which they know could play to their mentality's favor. And that's what I'm hoping to see out of them.
Yeah, I mean, Team Vitality, they have a lot to step up towards. They are not quite at the heights we saw them at yesterday, but all of the credit for that goes to Team BDS. The way they are charging Vitality down, and the way they're stuck to their game plan as well. Even when things have started to go wrong, if they've made 1 or 2 mistakes, there was that huge own goal from Dryly in a game that they ended up winning on Forbidden Temple, which I'd have written that one off there and then. You know, watching this and knowing what we know about Team BDS, they're just not allowing that to happen today. They're not succumbing to Team Vitality's mechanics. And that's really impressive. That really is something that Team BDS must have been working on. So Vitality Herc now have to step back up and get themselves back in this series.
We're going to see how effective that timeout proves to be here in game number 4. Vitality trailing by 1 in the series and now 1
There
in the
you
game.
go. That's not the start you
straight
want.
away
for
from Team
Vitality.
BDS, and it's the worst thing that can happen after you take a tactical timeout, and it's Radosin going for a challenge. He should not be anywhere near. You have to avoid pinching it into your own goal, Radosin. You know this.
He just really wanted to be on the highlight reel in some shape or form.
You can't blame him. Well, here he goes again. The chaos factor for Team Vitality, Radosin, you can already see, going for bumps and demos in front might work out better this time, but suddenly Team Vitality have overcommitted. Charlie's coming forward. Does he get it too far? No. He has! Monkey Moon's coming in and saves Charlie's blushes. It's 2.
My heart dropped for Drawley. I was like,
touch.
please catch up to this ball. My goodness, but the center to Monkey Moon, that's what you need if you're BDS. Know when to all push forward at once. They knew that that was a great moment to take that crazy challenge upfield. It works out in their favor. 2-0, no answers from Vitality. They just feel a little bit slower on this one, despite how fast the pace of play has been since the kickoff.
Well, Charlie is just doing all sorts of stuff right now, one end to the other, hitting the ball back to his own half, and it might be leading to a goal. Monkey Moon just stamps on the ball, says you're not going in, and kicks it away.
Keeping it going, though. Here comes Alpha around the corner. Low boost from Monkey Moon. And still, he manages to keep everybody from Vitality at bay. Zen forcing his way through, and it's still not enough. Alpha's up next. Drawley gonna attempt to make the read, gets faked out on this one. Patience could win games, but it's BDS's defense that's proving to be a much bigger challenge than Vitality anticipated.
Yeah, Alpha, though, is the player that's looking most likely right now for Team Vitality. Every time he gets the ball here, figure out how much boost his opponents have, seeing how grounded they are, and using every single second that he has to just steal time away from them, steal opportunities back for Team Vitality. So keep an eye on him. Mechanically, he's looking hottest.
Monkey Moon down over to Drawley. Low boost, but they're still going to clear up field. It's enough time for everybody to get some boosts here. You can take a shot or two if you'd like as well. Demo onto Radosin, send him back. Great pop-up from Drawley, but Zen, a double tap off the backboard. You give him an inch, dude takes a mile. 2-1, Vitality.
Yeah, Alpha charging down Monkey Moon there meant Monkey Moon had to send that ball so high instead of getting any sort of angle, pretty much teeing up Zen, who, for him, that is absolute child's play.
Yeah, that's too easy for this guy. You can't give him any space, especially like that.
Nope.
But it's okay. If you're a BDS fan, you are still leading by 1, and could be your turn to make an attack, although it's a little scary when 2 are up for 1 ball. Exotic. This one's up in the air. Low boost for Zen. Still manages to make a touch off this one, but Drawley trying to go early.
Hey, hi,
Alpha's just playing the patient game on this.
Yeah, they're playing a patient game right now, Team Vitality, but as well as that, they're stealing the midfield boost, mainly because of Radosin constantly charging forward, stealing everything in his path.
Imagine that.
But P and Alpha were trying to hope that a middle boost would spawn there, but it didn't happen. So for once, Team BDS can break through. This is the story we saw a couple of games ago. BDS going a couple of goals to the good, and then slowing down, or at least Vitality speeding up. Trying to play the counter-attacking game.
These are good events to do that on,
So far, it's working relatively well, but 1 goal has already been lost by Team BDS. They won't want to lose the second, especially with Alpha to the ceiling. Can't quite get the finish. He's so close yet again.
It's just these barely missed misses, and it's got to be so frustrating for him. He needs something for the mental at this point, because you know he's capable of making these shots, but instead it's Monkey Moon headed towards what felt like an open net, and he'll treat it like one. Takes the shot off the ground. 3-1.
Looks like there might not
BDS.
be in this one. This might be the other way.
Their way through. This is Monkey Moon winning a ball cleanly against Zen. Radosin couldn't get back in time, and Team BDS's counter-attack style this
Funny,
time
it was like
has paid
Vitality
dividends.
yesterday. Kind of went
Back into
wait a minute,
kickoff we go.
this isn't how this is supposed to happen,
Vitality
and then stomped them.
came into this one
Now BDS is flipping on
extremely confident.
Yeah, they really are.
Oof.
But my goodness, I mean, it's proven to be a bigger challenge than they would have expected. But I wouldn't have hoped for anything less from BDS. I mean, they knew what they came into this one with. They've matched up before, but there's so much riding on their backs that I think right now, hope is what's driving
Happy
BDS
Sunday, sir.
towards a win.
Into the
Zen's
puppy
trying to get
dogs
in there,
as
but
well.
Monkey Moon just
Look here.
barges about the way yet again. This is
Yeah,
the ceiling.
happy
Radosin,
Sunday.
can he get here
Hey.
after Charlie? Charlie just used all of his boost to try and stay behind
I
that
know what
one.
they're
It's a little
barking
bit
at
stretch
right
now for
now,
Team BDS.
but-
We'll leave a clean shot for Alpha, but he snatches at it. The ball
They're
wouldn't quite
howling.
land in time for him to get it on target.
Making all
That's a
sorts
real
of noise.
opportunity, I believe. Exotic will send it forward.
think there's,
Vitality have to go again. Radosin
there's
is
probably
out searching
sirens
for boost,
outside.
but there is
I think
nothing
there's an
for him.
accident nearby.
And so Monkey Moon can just wait and catch, slow the game down even more, stay behind the ball, stay solid. And Team
Yesterday
BDS
we
are
had a bunny
beginning to
rabbit
see
right
the
outside
finish
our
line.
window all day, so they
They're
were
headed towards it.
having
Just
lots
over
of
a
fun with
minute
that.
left to go. Double demo means a free shot for Drawley. And they're just going to continue to extend this lead, forcing Vitality into a bad mental. And it's working.
Team Vitality starting to look a little bit out of ideas after this one. Bear in mind, they have just had their tactical timeout, and this is the game that follows. They were a couple of goals down in, what, 60 seconds, was it? Now BDS are running right. Here comes Monkey Moon who gets the flip reset, wants to send that one sideways towards his teammate. So Dryly can come in. One more for BDS would be lovely because they really just want to squeeze the life out of Vitality.
45 seconds, and you need 3 goals to stop BDS from heading to match point. And it's like you said, it feels like Vitality is almost running out of ideas against this team.
You wouldn't think they were just talking crap on Monkey Moon yesterday with the way he's playing today.
Right? 30 seconds left.
Right?
Vitality have to get something going soon. Monkey Moon gets the
Having a
clearance.
good day so far.
He's following up. Charlie's desperate to get this ball as well. BDS refusing just to sit back on this one. Still pinning Vitality
It's almost
back
like
as
we
much
have
as
to
they
wait
can.
to
Radosa's
judge
gonna try and
his
get something going with
performance
the flip
of the
reset,
day
but
until
it's
we
just
see
not
an
gonna
open
be
net.
enough, Herc. And Team Vitality are going to need 3 games in a row, or BDS
they
will
are
be EU's
playing.
first grand finalists.
I mean, listen, if you're a BDS fan, it is a great day to see your team play like this. However, I gotta
Yeah,
give
BDS
respect
is
to
looking pretty
Vitality.
solid here.
I'm not gonna count them out just yet, but we talked to BDS yesterday. They said not to count them out. I don't think we will. They own the game. There's no more timeouts to take, by the way. Vitality can't take another
more
moment to
timeouts.
themselves outside this small break. It's like you said, what do you do?
What do you do if you're Team Vitality? I mean, that's the big question. I feel that Team BDS are playing slightly slower, slightly more considered than perhaps Team Vitality expected. Remember, this is only the second time these two teams have faced this season, so relative unknowns to one another. And perhaps Team BDS are just surprising Team Vitality with the way they're playing. And it's not been perfect from Team BDS by any means. They have had to dig deep. They have had to rely on a little bit of luck and, a misplay there from Radosin at the start. But when they've had their leads, they have held so firm, incredibly solid. And Team Vitality is back to the drawing board, really.
Yeah, I feel like there's not really too much, in the tank for Vitality. I'm hoping there is, that you can pull out some sort of a bag of tricks, but as time's going on, BDS, they look so incredible at finding those leads and then just holding on to it. You talked a little bit about it before, right? Almost like their cup of tea is you find the lead and then you force Vitality or whoever their opponent is into an uncomfortable pace of play
Picks
for
up those
themselves,
glasses.
something that feels good for them but weird for the others. And that's kind of been the game plan for this one. They find the lead and then they force Vitality into an uncomfortable game and just play solid defense throughout the rest of it. And well, it's been working out for them. You just got to do it one more time.
Well, Team BDS on the cusp of really making a statement over here in Europe. They've been trying to keep pace with Oxygen in the top 4, trying to cement themselves there and really stop the up-and-comers trying to make it into this top 4. Teams like, say it quietly, Carmine Corp will be rooting for Team Vitality here, but it's not looking likely for them. Monkey Moon, couple of touches. Radosin gets a big save. Alpha sends it forward. Does he have a teammate? He does it. Zen goes for the double. Exotic, too fast in defense, and Monkey Moon sends it sideways.
They're not going to give any space to this Vitality squad. They know
Yeah, I
Zen's
actually think
probably going to
it's
sit
like
up
pretty
and lock
disastrous
in
for Carmine
this
Corp
one more than
if BDS
most.
wins this.
This one just flies over the head of Radosin. Nobody else back to bail him out. And BDS take that early game lead once again.
Look at that, Radosin was not
Doesn't seem
expecting
to
his
be-
teammate to be bypassed
Maybe it's
entirely.
just
We've
a
all
couple
done
of
that one in
comments I
rank,
heard, but
thinking there'd be
is there
some
not a lot
sort
of
of
faith
touch, surely.
for Carmine
When it
Corp
doesn't happen, you look a little
overall,
bit silly
even
in the
though
center.
they're like in the running?
Once more, Herc, Vitality chasing.
I don't
I
know
think
what
the majority
to say. It's not even that
of
they're playing
the
a
issue
bad
is that
game. It's just BDS know
the
how
London
to counter
Major's still in the
Vitality
mix.
so well. You already see Monkey Moon up, right?
And for them to,
Anytime there has been
like,
an attempt
at this
a
point
shot
right
taken,
now,
BDS are the
for
ones
them
to
to
anticipate
qualify
so
to play
much
in London,
faster.
they have
But
to win
in
the next
tandem
event.
with it is being able to transition
And
out
BDS,
just as
BDS
fast.
is like 3rd or 4th in the
Alpha
rankings,
does
so if
win
they
that one.
win
We need
this,
more
they're
of that from
solidified.
Vitality, winning the ball against
And
your
then,
opponents. Zen's got no boost at all.
you only
So
get
here
4
Exotic just
spots for
fly out,
Worlds.
expecting the other one to have
So if they
something.
don't,
In the end, it falls
if
to
they
Monkey
don't
Moon,
win
who similarly
next
is
tournament
boostless.
anyway, like
Exotic
right now, I
now into
think
the
they're
corner.
like,
We're just able to
they're top
have
3
some
points
boost and
for
things
Worlds,
going again.
but
Exotic onto the back
it
wall.
gets
We
dramatically
do have to
harder
expect
if
BDS
they
get
don't
one more.
perform
This
and
one
win
could be over.
this next event.
3:20 on the clock. You would think that's a lot of time, but
It's like nobody wants to count them out because we've all seen them play, but at the same time, the numbers are starting to look pretty bad.
Yeah, they got
2 players. It's a team bump, but still, it's not going to shake up the likes of BDS. Monkey Moon, again, there's that anticipated shot I talked about. They're not letting Vitality even have moments to try and take anything towards that net.
I've been so impressed as well with Exotic's first man. He is always in there at the correct time, not overcommitting, not overextending, just nipping in, even in awkward situations, and timing it well. But Zed has managed to fake one player there. Monkey Moon up against him now, but it's Exotic yet again, who tracked the ball, gets himself in the way, and forces Vitality back once more.
It's just solid reads from the entire team. But like you said, Exotic in particular has really just been on one in this one and games past. And Monkey Moon starting to wake up, pass over to Drawley, gonna take his time, trying to get past Redosa, not enough, but the follows come through. Nobody back on this one except Monkey Moon. Races back just in time. He's got 2 Vitality players in his face.
They do a lot of that.
You demo them off the field means they're
They
gone,
do a surprising amount
just
of
Drawley under 1,
defense,
but Zen
like across their own goal, but there's a
out.
guy sitting in the other corner
Monkey Moon
waiting
left that
for
boost
it
for his
to
teammate
fly
as well,
across.
so Team BDS can continue this attack.
Defense can
Drawley
be so
going
much
up.
more calm when you
Exotic
realize
has a chance this time to the ceiling.
you
It
don't
should
have
just
to cover the
about
whole
race it,
back
not quite.
wall, you know,
Instead,
just that little
just
hole
falls
in
into
it.
Exotic's car.
Yep.
Monkey Moon coming in, wants to kill it, not quite. Zen, one more save.
And you can cover
a big demo comes in
so much
from Monkey
distance
Moon.
with
Zen clears long.
zeros a
Vitality
little
need
bit.
more than clearances. They have to get themselves on the
That
score
makes sense
sheet.
when
And
all 3
time
are on
is
the
just
same page. You're
beginning
like,
to
all right,
tick
yeah,
away.
you got it. Let's go.
Monkey Moon trying to turn this one into 2. Great save there from Zen. Pressure's not going to stop here. This one floating down. Zen able to collect that 100 boost. Now this could be dangerous if he can find some space, but Exotic's not giving him any. Alpha's up next, off the sidewall. Tries to carry this one around, but again, it's just solid reads from everyone on BDS. Alpha up next, wide shot sent off a minute 14, and BDS continue to hold on to their 1-goal lead.
And Exotic continues to be sidekick as well. Once more, Monkey Moon was in trouble on the goal line. It was looking like one of the Vitality players was warming up a big shot. And then there was Exotic, just getting something on the ball, clearing it away. But that time he's been dunked by Alpha. Monkey Moon just pushes it into the center. It's desperate times right now for Team BDS. Team Vitality have remained patient. Now they're stepping up the pace. This is where mistakes can happen, especially with the pace of Monkey Moon. Exotic is surely going to finish it. He does. Team BDS may just have taken this series.
They came into this with a game plan, and they are executing it. They're catching Vitality off guard. They're forcing them out of their half and baiting them into a position where there is no defense in sight. 45 seconds between BDS and a grand final, and crushing not only the dreams of Vitality, but KC.
Oh, Monkey Moon finishing it with a flourish. That is how you cement a series to the ceiling, to the backboard, to the floor, and then Vitality
touches
out
is
the
that?
tournament.
They look incredible.
he's having a
They
good
look
day.
threatening. This is the BDS that they
Hey, Zach, I
wanted
heard you guys
to
talking
show
shit yesterday.
everybody. Not the one that went to round 5 in Swiss. Not the one
All
that
right,
got taken a little
settle
bit later.
down,
You can
Mickey
try and
Moon.
find you know what? Actually,
It's alive.
I'm closing my mouth. I've seen 3
Oh,
goals in 16
there
seconds
was
in
this,
Europe before.
we don't care. We
You
got
never
him.
know.
Careless.
Yeah, I think Vitality now, they look to South America, where there were 2 goals needed in 16 seconds, and some crazy kickoff plays made it happen. Alpha with the slow kickoff might backfire. Exotic gets the touch. Charlie to the side, but misses it. This is a chance, but no one was there for Team Vitality. They hadn't read it. 20 seconds now, Alpha to the side wall. Exotic gets the save. It's now or never for them.
Keep it going. 14 left on the clock. Zen sealing down that clear, wasted precious seconds for Vitality to try and come back.
They have 'em
And
too.
as the clock winds down, BDS
We don't see a lot of them because of how they're doing the
rest
camera
easy and know
changes,
they are
but if you
headed
pay close
to the
attention,
grand finals.
there's actually a decent
There
amount
we
of
go. The
times
celebrations begin
where
at Team
they're
BDS
jumping at
HQ,
stuff
but
and
elsewhere in Europe.
they just do a lot better
Have to have
job of
commiserations.
recovering
This
from
is
it,
not the
or
result that
probably
Jobless
just
Covering each
wanted.
other.
Carmine Corp
Positioning.
wanted.
Yeah.
Team 3, Lunar
the next guy
Galaxy,
knows that he has
Team
to go
BDS
because they're
are
calling it,
cementing shut
halfway
the
there,
spaces
that they're
in
not
the
going to
top
get there or
four,
something like
and
that.
making it so that Monkey Moon and his beloved org Team BDS are going to be potentially at yet another major.
That is just an insane scenario, right? BDS coming into this one which it feels weird to say as almost an underdog a little bit. They definitely weren't the favorites coming in, but they proved everybody wrong. They showed they were still in the fight. It has genuinely just been an uphill battle with nothing but success following them.
Man of the match for me, Exotic as well, particularly as the series wore on. The amount of times it seemed that Vitality were about
it's not a
to
4-0,
strike,
you know?
and suddenly there would be Exotic.
Hey, I really
just
thought that
last
was going to
second,
be
getting himself in the way, getting some sort of clearance or touch on the
maybe a
ball, or even
battle.
a bump, something small, but it disrupted
At
the
first it
Vitality
looked like it,
offense
and then
over and over again. So a sublime performance
I don't
from
know
him,
if it was.
and a return to the best for Team BDS. I love this team, Hurt, because they just go up and
Honestly,
they go
don't
down,
know.
they go up again.
It looked like
You can
Drawley
never write them
started
off.
playing pretty
No,
solid.
you really and truly can't. I think most
Obviously,
people
Monkey
expected
Moon
Vitality to be able to come
played
back,
really
but the
good. He
fact
had like 8
that
saves in that one
BDS,
game.
They were able to stick to it. They were able to catch Vitality off guard. That's the crazy part. Catching Vitality off guard and shocking
Get the right
everybody
symbol in there.
Europe. Huge congratulations to BDS. Guys, we got one more semifinal to find out who will be facing off against BDS after this.
That was still a fun one to watch. It was like, even though it ended very one-sided, it was exciting. Yeah, there's a lot of good competitive moments in there. It didn't feel like it was a complete blowout like that Vitality series yesterday.
something gentlemen.
Oxygen. That's Archie. What is it? Archie, Oski.
Is this dumb question? Has that always been their logo?
I don't think so. I think that's newer. I think that's newer for this season.
Okay. All right. That would make. All right. Now you're not. That would make sense. Thank you.
I don't know, I was just messing around. I had logged in at one point because I was just like trying to look at my status from some of my games that I've played and like where I left them. And I logged into Guild Wars 2 and it actually doesn't look as bad as I remember it looking. I wonder if they made some updates to it. I never really gave the game a shot.
Never played that one. Obviously, you've been seeing it now, man.
I have heard good things about it. I think the biggest downside is that people say that they didn't do the beginning of the game very well. So you do eventually have to pay for content, but it's once you get to like level 80 you have to buy the expansions to get the newer content. But there's no monthly subscription like WoW.
Eventually paying for a game that you've put hours into. I don't have anything against that.
Yeah, it's a good way to figure out if you're gonna like it. But yeah, apparently like a lot of the itemization and story and everything gets a lot better in the expansions.
Gotcha. Well, it's good they were paying attention and fixing it. I jumped into oh, excuse me. Elder Scrolls just very briefly, didn't really even get started.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Alright, I think I got through character creation. I was about to start, and I don't remember what pulled me away.
Yeah,
Pretty sick.
I have not played that game in a long time either.
I did get my first AoE 2 victory.
Oh,
That's the Discord chat. I said it happened.
It happened.
Then I jumped into here. Been kicking butt in Smite, kicking butt in Rocket League decently.
Kicking butt everywhere now.
Have been the last couple days. Been kind of fun.
Good stuff. It's what we like to hear. Kicking butt everywhere.
Last couple weeks in the market have been very strong, so let's keep that continued. That's fun too.
This series should be pretty good too. But I feel like that first series, like BDS and Vitality, if one of those teams is playing really well that day, they're tough to beat. Guess we'll see.
Have thoughts on the one coming out?
Feels like a pretty even match. Oxygen's been getting better and better though. I think they have a pretty solid roster if they can get their games together, and it sounds like they've had a good tournament. I think it's like their front two are, what is it, like Joyo and Oski, and then Archie just sits in the back.
I will forever remember that chant. It is. That was sick. So Joyo, thank you for remembering. I still think it's one of the sickest chants I've heard at Rocket League. I don't know. I think it was good.
I think it's a pretty good one. The Laniel chant was pretty funny too.
Daniel was a good one. That was a fun time in Rocket League.
Sure was. Sure are taking a nice long break. I should probably take this time to refill my mug so I don't miss any of the action again. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna step away and refill my mug. I'll be right back. We have returned. Ooh. Rocket League. Okay, let's keep that in mind.
Look at that. This means we are on our way back to some more gameplay. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for hanging around in chat. Gameplay on its way. It's the Rocket League Championship Series European Qualifier number 5. We had a BDS Vitality match just before this, and against all predictions, it was not Vitality to win. BDS carry on through after a shaky start to the weekend. I'm Leaf, and alongside me, Cole and Herc. You guys at least had a great time during your cast, Herc.
No, it definitely was a good time. It was a little unexpected, but I mean in the best way possible. I think the upsets make this so much more fun than what it usually is.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the fact that Team BDS, you know, they had their moments where it was starting to look like they were going to be struggling, getting, you know, at each other. The comms weren't looking brilliant. And then suddenly something just clicks for them. And Team Vitality, it's like it wasn't even a quick blast away from them. They were slowly dragged away from comfort by Team BDS. And when finally the momentum was full for BDS Leaf, it was beautiful play. Brilliant, brilliant Rocket League from them.
Yeah, no, I think this is what you always want to see. I mentioned it briefly in just a little bit, that BDS is one of those teams that, despite a rough start, is full of a roster that will know how to shake off any bad mental and try to get it back in. They know how to lock in and make sure they stay as one of those top teams in the region, and they did exactly that. Against Team Vitality, Herc, a team that everyone was saying looks like they might be back on their World Championship state.
Well, they did. That's exactly how they looked. They 4-0'd Resolve yesterday. They looked insane in the Swiss. Everybody was like, oh, Zen's back to his peak form. They looked so good, and yet BDS made them look like they had reverted back to what they seemed like after Worlds, which was so weird. They are probably one of the very few teams that know how to slow Vitality down, and that's what they did.
Now, with that win, the points become, well, there's a team you didn't see in that bracket. It's KC. If you still somehow have not heard the story, KC didn't make it here. KC, at this point, is in trouble, looking towards the major at this point. Look at them down there. 9 points, Cole. that's not very close to a 3rd or 4th spot, is
No,
it?
it's going to have to be a huge turnaround next round. They pretty much have to win the event and hope that other teams have very specific results as well. You can almost write them off somehow. You know what I mean? RNG gods might be on their side, but it's a long way away.
Basically, KC needs Oxygen to lose this, BDS to lose. They need one of these teams to go 1-3 in the next qualifier. The chances are not very high. So KC fans, I'm sorry to say it, not looking good. But we have to get to our next match. They've been waiting for us while we got things sorted out. It's a Gentlemates versus Oxygen. Both of these teams coming in looking hot. Gentlemates, Cole, coming off of the major win, question marks. Could they follow through online this time? And it looks like they've started to do that, making a grand finals last time. They're looking to do it again. Yet to win one, but Oxygen with Joyo. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, Joyo has been sublime for Oxygen. Since joining them, it's like he's reascended his own peak, which is impressive. You start to think this player has sort of, slowed down somewhat, and mechanically he's pushing the envelope even further alongside his new teammates. They just seem to enjoy playing together so much, Herc, and it's working for them every single time.
It really is. I love this new formed Oxygen roster, but at the end of the day, it has been a short period of time, and some people might say it's a little bit of a honeymoon phase. But a lot can happen in a honeymoon phase, right? Especially if you learn to get consistent with it. But on the flip side of things, Gentlemates, they put themselves on a map after winning the major. Hello, Itachi. Yes, we see you. You guys are great. You're doing good. He's like, dude, don't make the "we don't believe in you" comments again, okay? Everything's fine.
And not to sort of toot my own horn too much there, Leaf, but I did call out this very grey room on Twitter, and I said they need a plant in there. They now have a plant in there. Eversack's messaged me to say we've got. So really? If you see the good vibes, that's why.
They
it's
need
that
to ask
beautiful
for like fairy lights next or something.
All right. I'll let you do that one. That's pushing it too much. That's beyond me. I'll let you ask for fairy lights, and then next
we'll put together a shopping list for them. How about that? Each of us get one item for them.
That sounds good.
That's what we'll go for. Hey, but I have one shopping list for you guys right now. I need you to pick me up. Prediction. Hashtag Oxygen and hashtag M8 for Gentlemates. Who's going to win this one? I genuinely think this is hard, and I think the desk or a lot of us might have been split too. Like this, in my opinion, is a 50-50, and I expect that to go. Maybe the coin will do good at this one. I expect chat to be very close to that 50 mark. Maybe.
I think Oxygen wins if they're playing well.
But Oxygen looking good with Joyo.
There's something in my heart about Gentlemates.
Let's put those.
I
up there
think
now,
Gentlemates is more consistent. I think they're really good, but I think if Oxygen is like peak form.
All right, you're the odd one out, Herx. You got just to talk to us real quick about that.
Listen, I think Oxygen are doing incredible. I think they actually are playing almost at peak form.
2 out of 3 there.
I can't go against Gentlemates. Every time I have, they've prevailed. So it's more on like a curse point, but because I'm in the same boat, I feel like this almost could be 50-50.
Right.
So I'm going with Gentlemates. I think at this point, if they were to fall behind in my brain, I would hope they would be able to pull it back.
Cole, actually, I think she's probably the more sane one here. I feel like we're kind of the odd ones out for Oxygen.
Well, I think the people predicting Oxygen are basing it off yesterday, where Oxygen were, in my opinion, apart from Vitality, the most impressive team. I'm basing it on that, but I think long-term Gentlemates are the shout, so yeah, that's why this one is one of those ones that could go either way.
Big flip here. They're going with us, though. Oxygen.
Yeah, we got the coin. We're never going to lose.
Yeah, it's no, that's not,
is that right?
Not a good sign. Oh, our chat's with us too. Now it's GG. It's cooked. It's shocked.
I'll take it back.
We'll see how it goes, though. CJ and Johnny standing by with the match. Oxygen needs every point they can squeeze out of these tournaments to catch up to BDS for a world spot. Gentlemates, however, already in good position, but every win matters for them as well. Let's see who will take this best of 7.
A huge match for Oxygen. It's a rematch of the semi-final from the last event where they had the 3-1 lead and then fell to Gentlemates, our resurgent Gentlemates, who are looking to prove that they could do it online the same way they did in Copenhagen. CJ, what are the keys to victory today for Gentlemates, do you think? They've done so well this whole season. I think already exceeded expectations for many of us, but now we want to see more.
Yeah, I'd love to see perhaps some more exciting gameplay. I know my grandmother shout-outs yesterday with Gentlemates just hanging on to those 1-0 games. I don't know if you can do that against Oxygen. We talked about the firepower, you know, even on Friday. How many goals was it? 36 or something ridiculous.
grandmother's
These
back.
guys have all the offense in the world. As Archie said, he's just a tap-in specialist now. You got Joyo setting him up. So I'm expecting a different Gentlemates against this offense. But right now they're overcommitting, and wow, this defense is in trouble early. You can see the fakes coming through. Oxygen and that offense.
Well, you know, I would say this is the best defense that Oxygen have played all weekend. Gentlemates, definitely a level above, but no problem so far. I mean, Vitality, they laid the blueprint earlier on in the tournament, taking care of Gentlemates pretty easily in Swiss. Oxygen are just continuing with their incredible momentum they built up all weekend long. If they
just have a
keep this
picture
going,
of Archie up there.
they'll feel
Is
like
he
they
not
should have
in
won
the
the
same
last
room
time these
with
two
them today?
teams played. And after their weekend that they've had so far,
I'm telling you though, I
they're gonna be
can't
even more
not
confident.
think about it or see his name,
Gentlemates
not
looking
think
like
about
a little
Archie
bit of a rabble
Comics.
early on in defense, but
That is every
an
time.
easy credit to Oxygen. Started on like a house on fire. It looks like they're in the first week of the qualifiers. The way they're just showing no respect to this defense at all, throwing themselves at the ball. And just look at the positioning they've got right now. And Archie waiting for the touch. They're pushing forward. They're double committing. They might get caught out. But Joyo with the confidence third man keeps it in.
Yeah, that's the Joyo that we've become used to seeing over the past season and a half or so when Vatira left him, and then when
The
Rise
second
left him,
touches
he
off
needed
the
to
ceiling
become
I
more
like
of a
a lot.
well-rounded player, and now that he is a more well-rounded player,
I'd love to
he
get
is
that.
able to, you know, most of the time, handle those third man plays without too much difficulty. That being said, it was Joyo missing as third man that allowed Gentlemates to take the goal lead in Game 7 the last time these two teams played. So I'm not
I gotta
worried
get
about
more
it right now,
consistent,
but
just
maybe
hitting
down the
the ball.
stretch. Oh, what a shot by Itachi! That just snuck past everybody.
Absolutely ripped it. No one was expecting it. Archie's on the back. Joyo's front post. Get someone back post because it's exposed. And Itachi's found it. Precision 101. That is, well, that's one way to get yourself into the game.
Oh, what a shot. I mean, like you said, everybody was back. Nobody thought the shot was going to be that perfect. Now Seiko trying to make it two with a dunk. Joyo's not going to give it to him. Oxygen responding to Gentlemates with more offensive pressure of their own. They're trying to get the ball middle with a double tap. Gentlemates seem like they've woken up now. I feel like maybe that initial burst of speed from Oxygen caught them a bit flat. Now they've upped the pace, started to contest Oxygen a bit more early.
Yeah, it's much better from Gentlemates. Sometimes you can just take one goal to get yourself going here in these sort of matchups. Oxygen striking first, but Gentlemates warming up. They have double committed here. They want to wide open. Look at this. They're both in the corner. What are they doing? Archie gets it. He might just be the tap-in specialist. That's as easy as it gets.
I mean, yeah, that is crazy to see. Juicy and Seiko both heavy
At
committing to that
240.
play. And, you know, sometimes double commits are fine in defense because you can both recover quickly, get back into the middle. Neither of those plays had fast recoveries planned. Those were all in challenges. Bizarre, honestly, to see that from Gentlemates, who, for the most part, are very good at defending that back corner area.
We spoke about Archie's tap-ins in the pre-show. Well, I didn't. I think I broke the world least amount of words spoken on a pre-show. It's great to see him, as you said, enjoying Rocket League. He's probably renowned for not playing as much Rocket League as some other professionals, but with this new team, hang on a minute. What has happened here? Seiko, length of the field. Archie's behind. Joyo jumps. Oski doesn't get the touch.
Oh, Oski thought Archie had it. He didn't jump. I mean, that was an easy save for Oski. He could have put that like clear with no problems. But he must have had a late call there from his teammate, or, you know, a confident call from his teammate that they had it covered, which they didn't. And he didn't position himself close enough to the goal line to actually react to the miss.
Goodness me.
It's
the
looking like it
defense,
might be.
well, Oxygen haven't had to play too much defense throughout the weekend, but you just saw a bit of miscommunication. They got caught out, but credit to Seiko. That's another just chance out of nowhere for Gentlemates. Here we go again. Ceiling touch. Fakes the shot. Goes low. Just walks it through Oski. And Gentlemates get the
He's going to be
lead.
doing this off the ceiling all day.
Wait a
They're
room,
in trouble.
Seiko just forces it straight through Joyo. That
He's like,
50
oh, wait a
barely
minute.
moved him. He just shrugged off
We're gonna do this? That
Joyo's
doesn't work
challenge
anymore.
and then walked the ball to the bottom corner.
Every time so
I mean,
far.
You wanted to see entertaining gameplay from this Gentlemates roster, CJ. Does that 50-50 entertain you?
Here we
Whiz,
go
I mean,
again.
okay, I'll say it. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy some brute force, no-nonsense Rocket League. Very much so. Gentlemates, what a response here. They look like they were, well, a bit of a rabble, as I said, in the start of this game number 1 here, but they found something themselves back in form. Nice little delayed flip there. Joyo with boost, takes it up. Wave dash.
Oh,
the
he almost
ceiling
bumped
now.
it back
Demo's
into
coming through as well. He just needs to pass the one more. Oski, go! Go with the ball! It's open! He can't get it to go.
Oh, man.
Dunk again.
That was way too
Oxygen
close
made
there.
it look difficult, but they
This is going to
finally
be a
equalise
shootout.
it.
Oh, it's honestly brilliant from Archie at the end of this.
Hope you
Goalman
got your
scramble. He just slowly
morning
50s
drink
it
of
through
choice
the pre-jump
ready
defender.
here.
I mean, you can see the
Your energy
defender
drink.
flipping, so there's a
belt in,
committed
locked
play
in.
that he can react to.
There's the one in the fridge.
Good control to tie the game again. It's been the toughest game Oxygen have faced this
I don't think
entire
I have
qualifier long. They completely crushed their quarterfinal yesterday. They steamrolled the Swiss. Unsurprisingly, though, it's Gentlemates who are providing the most resistance.
Yeah, this is certainly a game 1 of all time. There's some goals that
I have a glass of
pretty
milk.
rare. You don't see these too often. Oski has to clear that one. Does well. Juicy waiting around. Archie again,
That
just
works.
playing that first man role.
I
Joyo
did say your
bounces.
morning drink of
All
choice.
he can do is get it to the side of Seiko. Takes it up now.
Yes.
It doesn't
Stairs,
have to
waits
be
for the
packed
touch.
with
Joyo commits.
unnecessary
Cross
energy
position
if you
again.
don't need
Gentlemates
it.
try to push forward. Oski, though, the positioning's too good.
Yeah, I have no
Downfield
problem
with
waking
30
up at
seconds
like
left.
4:30
Oxygen
every morning.
might just be able to get the last attack. And the shot was exceptional for Archie.
I'm glad I
Yeah,
don't
nice
wake up
slot by Archie as Oski
Although,
50s it back to
I
him,
wish
continues forward to
I wish
devil
my
the
body
goalkeeper.
wanted to wake
But there
up,
was
like,
more work to be done. That is a
an
very
hour and
good
a
shot
half
from
earlier
Archie
every
to
day.
slot that one from a tight angle and over the top of a goalkeeper. 4-3, Oxygen back in front in a game
My
that
body
keeps
wants to be
swinging
on like
one
the
way
9
then the
a.m.
other.
schedule. And
All of
I
a sudden,
really
it'll look like
would
APAC
prefer to
the
have,
way
like,
this is lack of defense is
workout,
happening, but the
breakfast,
demos, as we said, opening it up for Oxygen.
all that
15
done
seconds. Gentlemates have to go
before.
now. Juicy takes it up with a reset, flicks it over the top. No one home for Gentlemates. They got to go now. Seiko's been beat though. 5 seconds on the clock. Oxygen looking to just lock down game number 1. Need this ball. Just get one more, Archie. He's got himself 4 in game number 1 here of the semi-final, and Oxygen will take it.
Yeah, very nice there by Archie. It's Archie with very little time left of the clock, trying to dribble it out of defense. Archie says none of that. I'm just going to hit the ball if that's okay with you. And, oh, by the way, it's in your net for 5-3. That's a chaotic game 1. And it's Oxygen who come out on top. And, you know, thinking about that chaos theory, do Oxygen end up being the favorite team in a chaotic series like this when it's lacking that organization that Gentlemates are usually able to bring?
I think that's what Archie kind of likes. He's not the most anymore, at least, you know, individual mechanical player. That's separated by Joyo and the likes on his team. But as you saw, he likes a bit of brute force on the goal line, scrappy gameplay. Gentlemates, they want the 1-0 games, Johnny. They want the clean, get a goal,
They do, yeah.
and just sit behind the ball, take 50s, you know, maintain that triangle structure. Whereas Oxygen, they're anything but that. It's just a fluid bubble that they move around in, cutting rotation, these little half rotations, stealing boost, and it's playing into their hands early.
Yeah, you know, Gentlemates definitely made some mistakes this game defensively that I expect to see cleaned up as this series goes on. But Oxygen created some goals with some smart plays as well. This wasn't just about Gentlemates messing up. You know, the later goals in this game were Oxygen playing aggressively, following up aggressively in each other's touches, getting demos off the ball, faking challenges or losing 50s back to teammates. It's a bit of both. So, yeah, Gentlemates have to clean it up. They can't be losing cheap goals early and then expected to win against the new look Oxygen, who just keep on growing strength to strength with this new Joyo edition. Can they keep it going?
It's interesting, isn't it? We got the top of the Swiss stage, top seed coming out against, well, the top of the one now. It is the team that's more in form at the moment. Oxygen, the new kids on the block, at least the new team on the block, are performing, but Juicy wants to say otherwise. 50's come through very awkward again. We talk about it being messy for Oxygen. Started off here, the defense isn't too clinical right now, but they're getting to work. They're making it work for now. Oh, double commit again out of defense, but just get it to the side. Seiko ceiling. Delays the must. He goes low. They go on the brute force approach again. He just wants to walk this ball through. Oski says, oh no, I've got flashbacks. As Oxygen finally get it out.
Yeah, he was thinking.
I thought he was actually going to go for the
evil
musty.
intentions there, Seiko, popping the ball.
Eventually
softly
he
and trying
has
get in
to,
front
because
of
they're
it to
catching
bump
on to the
goalie out
fake.
way. And, you know, he's had some success with that kind of idea already in this series. That's a good touch in defense by Juicy.
He really does love that ceiling every time.
Centering it to the opponents. Gentlemates are trying to slow down the pace of the game here, CJ. We've had Seiko on the ball previously slowing it down. Now his teammates doing similar things. And is that a counter strat, do you think? Oh, the ball's off the crossbar. I mean, Oxygen are only in one mind, and that is accelerate. Get this ball moving. Let's play as volatile as possible. Gentlemates are trying to nullify that, it would seem.
Yeah, they're catching Gentlemates out in transition here with just these huge touches. Archie had to come up enormous there in defense. He's done well, found a bump as well. Oski just going to take the... Those kind of touches, just catching out Itachi. They're just creeping up a little high here, Gentlemates. And you just feel like Oxygen are more ready for these clears. Archie, no boost, still finds a bump. Again, it's so scrappy from Oxygen, but yeah, it really seems to be working against this lineup.
You know, credit to them for reacting to these chaotic situations seemingly more quick than Gentlemates can, as Gentlemates continue to struggle to get a read on Oxygen. This is a good chance for Gentlemates to get something done, though. It's actually from close range, straight at the goalie. Juicy's coming in. He doesn't have a lot of boost to get Spire on the shot, though. And even though multiple Oxygen players have jumped, they're all going to be recovering before the next play comes in.
Even that clear, though, is so smart from Oxygen. They're just putting in spaces that Gentlemates aren't setting up for. They're trying to read their clears out of defense, Gentlemates, but Oxygen one step ahead, and here we go. Archie, what's he got? He's got to try and find Oski back post, but couldn't quite get the power. Oski stealing the 100 boost, able to keep that ball in. Not for long. It's actually a huge dunk. You got to get it to the side. Let's not own goal that. Daniel, I'm talking to you. Get that one. It's Juicy. Keeping the ball in.
CJ's calling everybody out this weekend.
Come up again. There we go. Gentlemates able to set up, but again, they're just not able to keep it in. They have to track back, sitting, just creeping a little bit in attack.
Man, I know that 90% of us watching would have owned goal that. I would have probably manifested an own goal. Hold on, that's a goal. Seiko 50s it in. And that one really did come out of nowhere. Oxygen were probably feeling pretty good here. Two at the back, but Archie's gone the wrong side of the ball there. Just kind of showed the dunk to Seiko. And that's not something you can afford to do against a guy who loves to 50 it. Well, I mean, we're talking about weight room Seiko from game one there. 1-0 Gentlemates.
Yeah, defensive 50s 101. Johnny, it's to go to the side, and you saw there Archie. He tried to cut back in behind Seiko there, and Seiko just read it exactly. The fast transition. Joyo's just slicing and dicing. Hang on a minute. Itachi is able to deal with that pretty handedly. Oski does have Joyo waiting. He has committed. Seiko is looking like that player on the pitch right now. He's not feeling it. Double commit comes out. Open net. There you go. No boost. And that is so smart. Going high instead of shooting that first one.
Yeah, really nice backboard hit there by Juicy. Two goalkeepers, no backboard coverage. So he just makes sure to get that one high, flat into the crossbar. Easy finish. But he didn't hit it too high to then slow down the play. Really, he made it close enough that Oxygen are thinking, well, we better jump now. We can't let that hit the backboard, but both missed it. 2-0. And it's going to be 3. Itachi with the reset straight off the kickoff. He waited until point-blank range and pulled the trigger.
This is worrying now for Oxygen because they're feeling themselves right now. Gentlemates, how clean was it? Off the ceiling, beats one, instant reset over the last man. 3 goals to the good. A brace for Seiko. Itachi getting his first there. And this could be game 2 under wraps.
It really could. From here, I think if there's one team who can cross the line, it would be Gentlemates, as they frustrate so many teams with those 1-goal leads we love to talk about. Well, what can Oxygen conjure up here at this point? Is this already the part of the game where you just throw caution to the wind? We're not even in the final minute, but versus Gentlemates, I think you need to make that jump to risky play just that little bit earlier.
Yeah, you've got to go now. Gentlemates fully entering Scrabble mode.
You're not far
You've got to try and make something work. Push downfield, get something to work. But Juicy, he wants more. Oski will find a bit of space. 50 seconds, and it's now or never. They need 3. They need to go. But, gee whiz, this Gentlemates defense is pretty strong. And they're able to lock this one out. 45 seconds, and they're just working it down. Killer time off the clock. This is a fantastic response from this team. Even the demos curing this counterattack isn't as strong as it could be.
It just shows the not just the confidence, but also the experience of Gentlemates. That they're, so disorganized in game 1, especially for themselves. So that's a great pass. Surely, yes, it is going to be a finish for Oski. All off the pass from Archie here. We're not done yet. I was about to, credit Gentlemates for ironing out those defensive mistakes, but Not much the defense could do there.
It's about time we see a pass
Archie
play. That was all we
slams the
saw in the
bar
first series.
And brings Oski into the play.
Yeah, Oski just found himself in front of net, and he was the tap-in specialist for that one. 25 seconds. How's the kickoff?
Oh.
That's not what they wanted. Almost. Hang on a minute. Counter-attack. Seiko has been that midfield player to just cut rotation and be a nuisance for Oxygen. 13 seconds. There might be one more if they can't read this. Itachi throws himself forward. Gentlemates with the perfect response. You might ask yourselves, do you call the timeout now? If you are Oxygen, pretty dominant game too.
I don't think they will. I think they're probably going to hold on to that. This team, they've not really faced those demons yet. But I think right now they're still kind of in their honeymoon period, feeling pretty good about themselves. And you know, for me, the honeymoon period in Rocket League is more of a mental thing. You know, that everything's still fresh. You don't have those annoying experiences to try and ignore from, you know, past failures with the current team you're in. I like that attempt there from Oxygen at the end of the game with the kickoff. They went for a fake on the diagonal and an extremely close cheat, just trying to chip the ball. So I think they've tried to read Gentlemates also faking the kickoff there. And if that happened, they could have had a direct goal. So it's something to mix it up. Didn't work, but I like that they're trying something different there. It could have paid off, and then they would have looked like geniuses, which unfortunately for them, it did not.
It takes me that burst goal there, the 50-50 or Archie. You know, he got a little bit greedy in defense. And those kind of goals against Gentlemates, Johnny, you can't afford to give those up because, as we said, as soon as they get a lead, it's so hard to come back. They enter this just defensive mode. They go into their shell, and then, you know, it's pretty easy for the opposition to then overcommit trying to find that equalising goal. And before you know it, Gentlemates get their second on the board. They get a 2-goal lead. So I feel they really need to be switched on the first half of this game, Oxygen. If they can get that first goal, they'll have Gentlemates where they want them. They have to play attacking then, and that is the style that Oxygen want to play.
Yeah, it's all about the 50 game against Gentlemates. Like you mentioned, it's about playing a safe 50 game, really. You know, not taking those risks. Because players like Seiko, they are going to hit the ball dead center every time. They're not going to try and hit the ball past you if you're in front of them. They're just going to hit it through you. And I think that's something Archie, something Oxygen have to be aware of at this point. I mean, they would have known that before the start of the day. Again, Seiko just continues to get so much done with very little boost in the position, very little momentum in the position. Joyo brings Oski in a little bit more boost at his disposal.
Just love this Joyo and Oski combo. Has been produced here as Archie. He's playing that third man. Just able to finish off whatever damage is done up front. Gentlemates, though, looking very good after that game number 2.
Oh, what, 50?
He's in a little bit of trouble. He's just going to pop it up. He was worried about the dunk coming through. Oski just blasts the backboard, so Seiko can't reach it. And there's that man there. Mr. Tap in, getting the first.
And it's backboard play again. This time, Oski spots the gap on the backboard. That wasn't a completely open backboard like it was for Gentlemates in the last game. He managed to find the area behind the defender who was in the backboard, so there was no response possible. And Archie slots yet another goal. I think that's his 5th goal of the series so far. He is definitely eating well in the offensive half of the pitch.
And he's been doing the shooting packs, that's for sure. You've got to be clinical against the best teams in the world. That's justice. Hang on a minute. I think there's a bit of a communication breakdown there. Archie's just left the ball. At least he's got the save, but see what his teammates weren't quite ready for him to just abandon that one. Gentlemates still on the attack. Oski just going to get ball into the corner, but gee, they lost a lot of pressure just from that play there. Huge from Archie. I give him credit. He has come up clutch since that little mishap. They're still in defense. Double commit still coming through. Archie just going to let that ball hit the ground.
Oh, nice find as he gets it up to Oski with the half volley clear. Sometimes dangerous to clear the ball like that out of defense, but Gentlemates on that occasion were not ready for the interception on the sidewall, as they very often are, moving that defensive line all the way up into Oxygen's half. This is where Oxygen have to be super careful. This is where they have to be disciplined, get behind the ball, get goal side in all their challenges, as Joyo gets taken out of the game there by Juicy, and a bit of the ball bouncing over his head, it would seem. Oski's failed his wave dash recovery, but Joyo's still with this one. Archie's going to run ahead, in fact. Counter-attack time for Oxygen. And this time, Joyo does stay disciplined in the 50. Does not give the dunk straight on target.
On that.
Yeah, he still lost it by an absolute mile, however, and still on defense. Gentlemates, as we said, they're stepping up, but Archie has boost. Somehow Itachi's recovered there, but Joyo with 100. Gets the infield pass covered by two Gentlemaites. But and Archie, I've just complimented your shooting, brother. That was woeful. Counter-attack almost goes in. Joyo has to come up huge. Hang on a minute, we're still going. Oski, what can he do? No boost backboard. Easy as you like for the Gentlemaites.
Okay, maybe not quite enough shooting training pack there from Archie, as he misses probably the easiest shot he's had all day. I mean, it was a little bit awkward, to be fair to him. He did need to get over the top of that one, and quickly, but he's got to be scoring that. The Gentlemaites don't give many open nets, and when they do, you've got to take them. Still just that 1-goal lead, though, for Oxygen, as they get right back into this one. Somewhat of a panic situation there, though, as Archie picks it for Joyo, and then Oski jumps as well. It's double middle by Itachi. Juicy's up for it, uncontested. Gentlemate's not able to get the ball towards the goal or into that backboard in a useful position.
We need to give some credit to the EU crossbar. It has been phenomenal this weekend again. We showed the highlights last event, but that fourth man, that crossbar, has been nothing short of exceptional. Itachi, though, so they can't even get near it. They cannot get a fingernail on it, and Gentlemaites tie this one up.
Oh, shooting packs. Itachi with the slot. That is perfection. And what a pass back as well by Juicy, completely taking all of the power out of the attempted clear from Oski. He's trying to hit it back corner there. And that is where Gentlemates are the most dangerous, when they're just knocking the ball back to each other. Positions where the other team don't even see it coming. They don't even see the back pass, because they're able to hit the ball thinking, well, that surely this is at worst an even position. No, it's Gentlemates' favorite.
And that's the most disrespectful shot, I reckon, in Rocket League. When you shoot where the defender is, but you hit the post, so they just headbutt the wall. They've got nothing to do. They think they've got it covered. Then it bounces in off the bar. Fantastic from Itachi. We talk about making the most of your chances. He's done just that. Joyo takes it up, and there tries to get the dunk. Seiko backboard, free touch. Gonna control it with a reset, takes it low. Oski is waiting in the wings, however, and he just gets cleared out of the way. Clear comes through. Joyo pre-jumping.
That's good recovery as well by Joyo. He's picking up small pads to stay with this one. Seiko is just too strong in defense, too much of a brick wall. Itachi going the other way. We saw what he could do with little boost yesterday. Can't get the ball middle this time. It's final 20 seconds of the game, but Seiko is just too strong with the 50-50s. He's walking through Oxygen, one player after another.
That guy's recently purchased a gym membership, I think. He is looking staunch. Joyo, what can he do? Real late double commit, saved out 5 seconds. Will we get overtime? Juicy gets demoed. Oski with the last attack for Oxygen in regulation. Cleared downfield. Does Dutchy want to keep it up? Does he want it down?
Archie did not want any of that.
It's been majority Gentlemates pressure in Game 3 as they try to take control of the series. Trying to put themselves in front, but here comes Archie. Can he shoot on target this time? Well, yeah, you can, but it's straight at the goalie. It's a very safe shot there after his crossbar earlier. He's overcompensated.
It's just bottom the worst possible, or maybe the best if they're not expecting it. Well, they did force it to save the come through. Juicy, no boost. This is awkward if he doesn't catch. How good's that? The wave dash on the ground. Just to secure it. Itachi recognizing his teammate needs a little bit of help. 50 comes through for Seiko. Out wide now. Oski knows he has to get there in time. This midfield game's so crucial. Joyo able to catch it on that backboard.
Joyo's looking to carry it clear here. He's always got one extra touch, Joyo, that you don't expect. And luckily for Gentlemates, he doesn't have any boost here. Or he would be scary. Oski is. A double commit from Gentlemates is not a good one. Now it's Archie in the middle denied. Great recovery by Itachi.
Much better there from Gentlemates in defense. This overtime still right. Look at the 50-50s. This has just been the constant factor all series long. How good Gentlemates have been at these 50s. Everything seems like it's on net. Every challenge, every little 50-50 is Juicy with 100 boost. He's giving it up to Joyo. So I take it straight up.
He got him.
Oxygen 2-1.
Well, Joyo made a name for himself with the flashiest plays in the world.
Boom,
and now
shakalaka.
he gets physical. One touch on target. And then the slam onto Itachi. You can't have seen that one coming. It's usually backboard or flip reset when Joyo's on the play, but he's rounded out his aerial offense beautifully there with the
welcome,
ball.
Her Majesty.
Thank you.
What a response, Joyo. He just had time and
We're in the
space
second
in the
series
midfield,
of the day
and he
here.
took it. He narrowed his sights.
Who's winning?
On that
Oxygen
last man
just
in
took
net
the lead,
and
2 games to
executed
1
correctly.
over Gentlemates.
Archie had a couple of chances. Oxygen had a few more, but still 9 shots there for Gentlemates. to 7 for Oxygen. So more pressure coming out for the French side, but they weren't able to get the job done in overtime.
It's still a very, very
will have
interesting
no
series.
shutouts.
You know, it feels like one team will make
in the
a huge
semifinals
mistake
today.
and then make up for it with a win as Archie in this game. You know, he lost that shooting prowess that he had at the start. He scored the first goal, and he scored 4 in game 1. And then it seemed like he lost his confidence in his shooting. But Joyo just comes out of nowhere with that 1v3. Obviously, you know, his teammates were able to get him the space so he could make that play. The Gentlemates have to regain again. They've made a name for themselves with their ability to just play through all of the trials, play through all of the difficulties. I wonder what's going on inside those heads right now. Really not a lot of emotion, it would seem, in the Gentlemates camp.
Yeah, you saw a lot of emotion on the other side with Oski. Pretty happy with what his teammate was producing there in the solo play. But you can see Seika there. He's looking pretty locked in, the world champ. Looking forward to seeing how they respond. There's one thing I'll give Gentlemates credit for. I spoke about it yesterday in that quarterfinal. They never drop their heads. You never feel like they tilt their way out of a series. They're always looking to adapt and just, you know, don't want to use that term, but figure out their opponent if you would. They're always happy to change their play style on the fly.
Yeah, I feel like Gentlemates just know eventually the other team's going to step down in level, which is something that just happened there. Juicy missed a backboard read by a mile, but luckily Oxygen, well, luckily for Gentlemates, Oxygen couldn't get the shots off quickly enough. Yeah, are they relying on Oxygen falling off in level a little bit? Because it's Oxygen, one touch after another here. Oski resets, ceiling double, but not able to get the shots on target. Triple threat Oxygen very much underway in this game. Archie looking for the downward read. It's back to Oski though. Huge 50s. Again, getting work for Gentlemates in defense.
Yeah, they've done well to work it out, but already in that first 10, 20 seconds there, a couple of whiffs coming through for Gentlemates. Reset for Joyo, just goes low on the 50, doesn't get the follow-up. Juicy is ready.
Where's Bob right now?
There's Archie playing that deep.
Look at this swanky guy.
Somewhere in Jersey.
Cook up front.
What are you wearing?
He's kind of pre-jump. He was nowhere near it. Itachi recognizing it. Could be trouble now. Double commit comes through. Gentlemates can launch an attack from here through
probably
Seiko.
got his comfy pants on.
Ceiling reset.
No,
he's done it every single time.
He doesn't.
Now they're going to read it. Zachi with 0 boost. All he can do is grab that corner.
Yeah, what's the burger of the day today?
Yeah, Seiko keeping Oxygen guessing as he has done in that play.
There's not really a good way to like create that in Sims.
It's
the
Oh, and Archie's lurked upfield here. That started to a great clear. Well,
BIJCE burger.
Archie being there actually turned it into a great pass, and that might have been intended by Oski, but the demo in the third has left an opening. Juicy
That's my
and
best
Seiko
guess at
combined for
the
first
Sims
goal of the game.
language.
But it was the third man being demoed. Seiko caught Joyo out of position, and it's 1-0.
That's just experience, changing it up on the fly as well. Rarely do you see Seiko just sitting upfield as that first
the one
man,
player not
recognizing
streaming?
the situation. That corner was a free 50.
Yeah, apparently his camera's not on. That's why they have his picture there instead.
Johnny of Oxygen is there,
I mean, he's normally in the same room with those guys, so I don't know if the camera's just not set up or he's not with them
if
today.
they do leave that last guy on an island.
Yeah, they do like to do that. I mean, they like to play a very aggressive second man in every position, it would seem. And they're even, I think Joyo was coming into the play as there. He wanted to advance, and that's why he got caught out. You know, Oxygen playing for the aggressive option and not thinking enough about what could go wrong here. Gentlemates cooking up in defense to say, you know, are able to produce goals from positions that other teams just aren't expecting. You think you're in offense, you think they're the team making a play, and then suddenly the ball's in your net against this Gentlemates lineup.
You see Gentlemates employing
the
K-Corp strats there, the air dribble into the bump pass rather than the shot. Has been so effective over here in Europe and internationally. Infield challenges come through. Again, it's trouble. Joyo's trying to find demos through on Itachi. He's going to collect the ball in the corner with the pop as well. Archie, double commit. Hang on a minute. Oski, what has he got? He's going low double. He's Archie, who's got the double as well. And it is blocked out by Juicy. I like the play from Oxygen, but Gentlemates equal to them in net.
Wild
foxes. The double center by Oski was fantastic. Just hit it a little bit too high for Archie to get an immediate shot on target. No one saw the pass coming. Oh, off the post, Itachi with a near post double tap. And you know, that's usually what you're expecting for those near post doubles, is the angle shot. Tight angle from Itachi. It's a little bit too tight for him to fight.
Almost a chance coming through though as Joyo wins the touch. Juicy though. Fires that one downfield. Can only find Oski. Look at the pre-jumps in midfield. Juicy's got one. He's got the reset underneath and, well, didn't quite work out. Seiko has to get back. Tachi rotates in behind. Oski wants in. Let's find the touch. Modern midfield game here. You can see this game is on a knife's edge. Here's a free.
Oh!
Misses. 1-1.
And it's again Joyo coming in from deep with boost, with momentum that catches Gentlemates off guard. And once more, his teammates doing work for him. That was the physical play by Oski, creating space for Joyo. Itachi had to slow down or he would have been demoed, and that was all Joyo needed to make the play.
Gone are the days where you can just 1v3, 1v2, even 1v1 your opponents. It requires all three, or at least two of your teammates, or one of your teammates, I guess you could say, in the attack to clear out the net, get those bumps, and even just force some positional mistakes. It was huge to the Oxygen. Set up Joyo's free double. The Genomates are pushing forward. It's a fantastic pass. Seiko was on it like a rocket, but can only find the corner.
Yeah, pre-flip there by Seiko. Joyo trying to slow this game down in the back corner here. Hitting Gentlemates with a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. And they've got to be disciplined here, Oxygen. They can't overextend. They can't get caught.
Everything today, huh?
You know, to stick to the game plan. They're bringing Joyo in again. Oh, he's just unstoppable as he finds Oski with a flip reset pass.
Yeah, the dogs is barking.
And he's just picking him apart here. Seiko with a pre-jump.
Excuse me. That's enough.
And it's perfect. Just over across the to Oski, should I say. The finish, well, he had an open net to deal with. 37 seconds left. Oxygen might steal this one.
I mean, what a pass by Joyo. No doubt, they're all thinking he's going to shoot this one. He's going to try and go through all of us for the net. But no, he sees Oski turning, and he perfectly drops it into position for him. Here comes Joyo again. He's probably going to find a teammate off the back of this, no doubt. But they don't need this anymore. They just need to be careful not to leave it open at the other end. That was briefly a bit dangerous, but Archie's done well.
Just what these top players do. 8 seconds, what can we do here? If your Gentlemates have to find an equalizer, they could go 3-1 down here in the series. Joyo keeping it in. Oxygen looking for the ground here. Archie just floating. He still has boost. Seiko can keep it up. Has a touchy waiting as well. He's going to have to catch this on the backboard. Does so. This ball is not in a great spot. Gentlemates ball hits the ground. Oxygen, one away.
Well, once again, Oxygen are up 3-1 against Gentlemates in a semi-final. Gentlemates have called timeout here. And, you know, can they replicate that comeback that they made in the first event of the split? Oxygen are looking a little bit more composed this time around, CJ. No doubt their weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see Archie on the camera there, so I don't. Maybe he's just not in the room with them today.
So this has to be, you'd think, surely it has to be their day. 3-1 up against the defending major champions who still cannot replicate that major performance online.
I just love this new era of Rocket League where just the defense is so good. You have to send one downfield, Johnny, to get a bump, to cause havoc. You saw Seiko do it to get the first goal of that game. And then you saw it just get opened up. Oski being an absolute nuisance downfield, and Joyo, when he gets time, he's the guy they want the ball in the hands of. He's that playmaker. He's that central midfielder, that central attacking midfielder, if you would, that can set them up. But it does require, you know, that first man. It's an Oski, it could be Archie, looking for the bumps and creating that space.
Well, it's really interesting to see the development of Joyo as a player throughout his career. You know, he used to be the guy up front leading the attack for Team Queso and Moist back in the day. He was the guy who was on the ball, outplaying opponents, and then his teammates, you know, it was Rise initially coming in behind him for the goals, Vatira sitting deep, trying to, you know, finish the attacks that Joyo starts. But a lot of these goals and a lot of these plays that Joyo's making today, they're coming off the back of Oski and Archie's harassment of Gentlemates defenders. They're either, you know, going up and just challenging Gentlemates and letting the ball come back into the midfield. They're faking challenges and going for bumps and demos instead. But it does seem to me that Joyo coming in as that third player into the attack, or as that follow-up player, it's really hard to stop. As soon as he chips the ball up in front of him and he's got boost to start the air dribble, you could just see the panic in Gentlemates defenders. They're like, oh no, this is not good. We're going to need multiple players to just get the ball off Joyo here. And it's not like he's alone. He's got the quick rotations from Oski and Archie coming in behind him. Like we saw there from Oski, break a rotation to receive the pass.
He's just so creative, and that's what he does. He almost just, when Joyo's up in the air, Johnny, it's almost they all just fixate on him, and then you lose Oski. Where's Oski gone? He's got your boost, then his back post, and they forget about the passing option. They're so worried about the threat that Joyo could pull out a 1v2 or a 1v3 solo play. I'm fully with you. The creativity that he's added to this Oxygen lineup is the reason why they're in this position now. 3-1, timeout called, 2 minutes gone. Didn't see too much talking coming out from Seiko. He was sitting there listening wisely to words of the coach as the shot comes on. This could be the perfect
Oh my goodness!
Has just been spooked down the other end.
What shot by Archie. Little crossbar pitch, clear shot there, all in one. Just wanted to remind us there's more to this team than Joyo. It's a full team effort, and it certainly has been. Again, for me, the highlight has to be the amazing thing about this Oxygen lineup. It doesn't seem like a bad first touch is really possible, especially for Joyo. Any first touch is a ball he could work with. As he, sometimes chips it left, right, up, high in front of him, low. It doesn't seem to matter. He can work with it, but he's in a bit of trouble here. Archie, composure as he walks the ball clear into the defensive 50-50.
Goodness me. That was something. And Joyo's in big trouble. Archie goes, I'll bail you out. Don't worry about that one. Oxygen almost giving up a freebie there as Archie's still on the ball. Double commit. Not sure if that was necessary for Oski, but they are still on the attack here. Oxygen. See, as we said, what this timeout does for Gentlemates. If they can change it up, I'd love to see some more aggression. The demo's coming through.
Timeout,
maybe take a leaf out of what Oxygen
after the timeout
was producing. That first goal, the only goal Gentlemates were
did
able
not
to
go well.
bring out through that demo. Seiko getting to work. That's a fantastic touch. There's no one back post.
Yeah.
Oski just trying to flop in front of the ball and keep it out of net.
I think Oxygen here, after Archie's earlier efforts, they've got to be thinking, right, let's just get the ball back to Archie right next to our crossbar, and he'll send it the entire length of the pitch with a huge crack. He's really done something brilliant there. Can Joyo replicate? Oh, it's off the crossbar at the other end. Oxygen picking it up at the far post and looking to get it back into the middle. This is, where they've done most of their good work today.
Yeah, they're just looking slow right now. Oh, goodness! He can't find the angle. Oski wants in it. Yeah, 2 cracks at it. Seiko downfield with 0 boost. Does Joyo know? Well, Joyo's just going to go. Shot on. Blocked out. Archie has to go again. They're in big trouble here, Oxygen. If Gentlemates can keep it in. The bumps are coming through. Itachi tried something crazy. He does find Juicy on that back post with Seiko inbound as well, but Gentlemates still unable to crack through. They're going for these unorthodox plays. They're sitting on the opponent's crossbar. They can't find that first goal.
Yeah, not many cracks in Gentlemates defense, but I'm pretty sure I heard one this game. So there's probably something somewhere for Oxygen to work with. And it's not there. It's Juicy offloads to Seiko in the middle. This is dangerous now. Itachi doesn't have a lot of boost, but he doesn't need a lot of boost to outplay his opponents. Oxygen just biding their time for now, waiting patiently for the opportunity to present itself.
They're looking deadly. Here we go again. And Dot's coming in. I thought it was going to be an easier save than that. Oxy trying to find Archie. They're keeping the pressure on here, Oxygen. They get the pop in as Joyo just tries to doink it over. It gets to Oski, who goes ceiling. What can he do? He's got to reset. Oh! One. He goes on everyone. First goal to Oxygen here in Game 5.
It's Oski from that deep position with the ceiling double. Flip reset fake and the finish. This team is terrifying. Even when you don't have Joyo sitting deep with full boost, waiting for the ball to spill loose, it could be Oski, and that's every bit as difficult to defend against. 1 minute and 45 to go. Oxygen looking to eliminate Gentlemates in the semis.
They're just waiting, aren't they, in offense? They're just lurking, ready for that touch. You can see Oski, third man, but he was right up front on net, waiting for that free touch, 100 boost, and then he gets to work. Does so very well, 90 seconds. Gentlemates, what do you have in the locker here off that timeout? Is the timeout buff real? We're about to find out. Oski keeping it in, stealing boost again. There could be another free shot coming in. Archie's going to take it up first time. Where's Joyo? He's going to fire it low, but again, Juicy just plants himself in front of the ball.
I like that from Oski as well, just letting the ball go sideways, thinking, okay, it's a bit risky here if I try and keep this one on target. I'm not going to play it into the obvious dunk. Let's just keep the ball in the Gentlemates half, keep recovering, and buying time for his teammates to get behind him.
You can see now they've gone into conservation mode here. Oxygen, but Archie's been dusted. Juicy's got the double!
Oh!
Saved somehow by Oski. I don't know how on earth he's got that out of net. It was the perfect shot, the perfect chance. 45 seconds left. Gentlemates, can they produce another one of those?
And that was a crazy save by
What's up?
Oski.
How's
He's
it going
got
today?
through huge for his team at both ends of the pitch. Archie has to clear this off his own post. Oski's there to save him. Gentlemen, how is this the open net? What are they just happening?
If they can come back now, gentlemen, they've got to go, throw everything at it. Oxygen, they might be capitulating before our eyes, but they're still in the lead. 20 seconds left,
missed the
gentlemen.
open
Get
net.
going. Grab the boost. Get it
Oh,
down the line.
no.
Joyo just wants to sit last man. Itachi has boost. All he can do is pop it up, and he can't find Juicy. It's
Surely,
gonna be it.
it's
It's gonna
open.
be Oxygen.
There it is.
To the grand finals.
And a huge play by Oski, just leaving the ball because he no doubt would have missed this if he tried to steal it. So he just drives the other way. 2-0, 7 seconds on the clock. Gentlemates need a kickoff goal.
7
They have to
seconds to
go.
score
Surely
two.
it's over. I mean, there's no way anything can
Oh,
happen.
this looks
here.
like a
It's Seiko
penis.
taking it up. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
I
That
think I'm
is
gonna
gonna
change the
be
shape of this
the
house.
line. Whoa.
But first, let me take a
They
screenshot.
can't even get a consolation prize.
gotta save
GG's
that,
in
document
chat.
it.
Oxygen in style.
Yeah.
All wanting the major chance.
These guys have elevated their gameplay even beyond their impressive first event of the season. They are not just in the mix now. They're not just a contender. These guys look like they could be the top team. I mean, with Vitality struggling today, with Carmen Corp failing to make the event, Oxygen
All right.
taking down Gentlemen.
So it'll
really
be
does
Oxygen
set themselves up
versus
for that grand
BDS
final.
in the
I mean,
finals here.
can they do it all? Can they go the whole way? I mean, BDS are also looking for their first event of the season. We're going to have a new champion today, regardless of who it is.
You can see as well. I mean, Oski, you've just won 4-1, mate. I think he's more concerned about the open net miss and the memes coming from it. So he had his hand on his head there in the webcam.
then this one goes
looking through
4-1
the
anyway.
camera. He
Yeah.
knows that one will be talked about for a while, but it didn't matter. 4-1 win from Oxygen. How impressive was that?
Well, my
Joyo
dog got
so
what he
creative on the
wanted.
ball. Oski pushing downfield. Archie, well, he was the
yeah.
tap-in merchant, and then he wasn't,
now?
and couldn't find the net. But
Kindly
overall,
turn
it was a
your
three-man
attention to
effort,
gaming
and this
chats,
Oxygen
please.
side is looking pretty scary for the grand final.
I mean,
On
you
my
got,
way.
you got Joyo and Oski just looking undefendable when they've got
yeah.
full boost and they're in the air. It really does look like they can just outplay 2 people every time. And
painful
Archie,
one, maybe.
The consistent.
Ooh, I mean,
What a step up for him, and what a team.
I
This
realized it
is
part of the way
But-
through building.
100%.
The
Yeah.
French dominance in Europe.
Yeah.
You
We're gonna go
need
to a quick break. Grand final coming up very soon. Oxygen
a
versus
circular
BDS.
shaped
You're not gonna
pool.
want to miss it.
and a sauna on one end of the house. But whatever that deck on that is, probably go to a doctor.
I'm just gonna change the shape.
Are you just gonna run with it now, or
You know what? I fucking might, but I might like expand upon it so that it doesn't give
And you just have to let
complete
it be
penis
what
vibes.
it is. Oh. Opposite.
Instead of steering
not what I
into the
meant by
skid,
running with it?
I am going to recreate it so that it doesn't stand out as a penis.
Okay, so BGS is 4-0.
Well, you know, if it's anything like these last couple series, the best you're gonna get is a 4-1.
This is yet to come.
Alright, if my money is in Vegas, Oxygen wins the first one. And BTS hammers them up.
That's probably a good bet. That's right on par with what we've seen, I think.
Oh, I don't have your stream up.
We're between matches right now anyways. They're getting ready for the grand finals here.
Oh, thank you. So wait, who's in the... I don't know these by name. Who's in the grand finals?
The grand finals are Oxygen versus BDS.
Okay.
Not Zen.
Let's fucking go, baby!
Not Vatira.
Okay.
There will be a new winner.
Yeah!
Yeah.
New winner, baby!
A new winner.
By golly, Carmine Court's worst nightmare has come true as we head toward our grand finals. Oxygen Esports taking down Gentlemates in a familiar fashion to the other semifinals 4-1 as they look towards BDS in the grand finals. We'll be talking about that in a moment. I just want to welcome you back to the Rocket League Championship Series here in qualifier number 5, and everything is still open. Everything is still crazy. I'm Leaf. And speaking of crazy, Stumpy and CJ.
Hello.
How wonderful of you to join me.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. I've had a big break after the pre-show that we had a little bit earlier on. And now I'm here, and I hope the CJ is as well.
Yep, I'm here. I think, guys, am I here? Can you see me? Am I on camera? Am I speaking? That's the main thing. I think we're all good. One in chat. Let's see it. It's great to be here. It's been a whirlwind of a day. We had the Stumpy Goblin podcast in the pre-show. That could be a regular thing, perhaps, on a Champ Sunday. I didn't mind it.
Yeah,
are you down for it, Stumpy?
Yeah, I'll go for that. Why not?
No, he's going to ask for. He's already asking for too much behind the scenes.
Okay.
Let's talk about this matchup here. Oxygen shutting down Gentlemates. It was a bit of a 50-50 going into this, Stumpy, but Oxygen said, you guys have no idea what you're talking about.
That was a different team, wasn't it? Realistically, we've seen what Oxygen can do. We've seen the makeup that they've been putting forward and the DNA that they've been wanting to really make sure they develop and the gameplay that they want to push out of that. And
That's like a fucking mushroom.
Everything that
Oh
we
my
have
god,
thought
that's
that they were
adorable.
going to be capable of. And Gentlemates, CJ.
Oh, well.
Sure, mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Good
just
save.
time and time again. They try to mix it up. They called the tactical timeout as well, but that wasn't enough. It was just Joyo's creativity. Oscar
Well, it's
sitting
definitely
back,
giving
Joyo,
off significantly less
Archie with
penis
the finishing
vibes.
touches if there was an open net.
That's what you're
He missed quite
indicating.
an open one, and Oscar
They
as
coming
well.
all shit
Just the
inside.
one. It
That
didn't
one for-
matter.
Well, the Oski one was interesting. I'm sure we'll see it in the highlights here. But yeah, even after the timeout, it was all Oxygen. They just look so strong right now.
Right, and I mentioned to it before. I alluded to it, CJ. This was Nightmare Alley for Carmine Corp. They were really hoping these two teams specifically were not going to be able to garner any more points throughout this bracket.
I mean, it's really bad now, isn't it? You can see them there. They're in 10th. I mean, they're in 9. They've got 9 points.
Why are we talking about the 10th best team in Europe out of interest? Like, why are they...
Top Cougars.
Why are they relevant? Yeah, Top Cougars. We'll talk about that. No. Carmine Corp, what a disaster. That one event, people saying this format is brutal. It is brutal. Like, it's competition then to get through to this point. And Carmine Corp, they could not get through to a main event. They couldn't crack top 16. And unfortunately for them, that has opened the door completely to Oxygen and Team BDS. And I mean, I've appreciated this just those London points so far, the major 2 points. But when you then look at the season points, they're in a better spot, but it's still scary if you don't make that major.
Yeah, I just think it's incredible. As you said, it's so tight with only two
Watching
majors.
The action here.
This is the defining factor now. And those two teams, Oxygen, BDS,
Welcome,
in the grand final,
friends.
they needed this. These points are so crucial to them to lock themselves in for that major. And then towards World, nothing's locked in, guys. Europe is still wide open, which is an absolute crazy thing to say, getting this close to it. But we do have our grand finals on Bay right now. Again, points. That's what it's all about. Oxygen Esports, Team BDS, both of them making it to the grand finals, I think, against most of our predictions, against all odds, and they are looking real good coming into this. Oxygen, CJ, however, coming in with that recent win.
Yeah, they're a team right now. You can always, even as a player, playing that most recent semi-final, I think, is a massive advantage. You've got the momentum, whereas BDS had to sit there and free play and watch that second semi-final. But I'll tell you what, if this is any other day, Stumpy, you'd think, BDS. BDS versus Oxygen. I guess BDS are going to be winning that one. But this Oxygen team, well, I mean, they impressed me a lot in that semi-final.
Yeah, but then equally, you say that, BDS, they went 4-1 versus Vitality, a team that we've been touting as they're back. They're back to that spring/world's form that we saw them in last season. And they were easily dispatched of, quite frankly. I am blown away by both sides, and I think this is either going to be one of those situations where we see our first Game 7 of the entire weekend so far, because we've only ever gone to 6 at absolute best, and that was Gentlemates versus Jobless on yesterday. Or it's going to be another 4-0, 4-1 relative blowout. I hope it goes to 7, but I am really surprised to see both of these teams in the finals, considering they had to get through Gentlemates and Vitality.
And you see a bit of a relaxed state, and that might not be what they want coming into this Oxygen matchup here for Team BDS. Exotic just chilling out. I guess they keeping the good mental is an important thing coming to this. We mentioned it before. Johnny was saying, there's the possibility of this squad specifically having those downfalls in mental sometimes. Sometimes it's easy for them to let it slip, but it looks like they're coming in pretty happy here, and they're going to need that against Oxygen. Stumpy, that's popping off pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm very intrigued as well about how the points look after this series too, because as we said earlier, this is the nightmare scenario for Carmine Corp, and we're seeing Direct as well say that at the start of this this major, Carmine Corp had a 46-point lead over Oxygen. That is now down to just 27. If Oxygen end up beating them, that then drops to just a 23-point lead. If then they make the major, which Oxygen are basically guaranteed to do, that then shortens it by another 5 points. Carmine Corp are being caught up on by the two nightmare teams on their heels.
I mean, like, K-Corp will probably bounce through, but how nerve-wracking, CJ, is it to be that Team K-Corp, seeing that possibility of success just creep further and further and further away when you have no chance of affecting it right now?
Yeah, they're in a little bit of trouble, I think, and there's nothing worse than not having it in your own hands, certainly for those players as well. But Tia, as we said, he had that Championship Sunday record for so long. To break that, to not make the event, has to hurt, and now they've got to watch Oxygen.
I'm still here. I'm still here. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's just a little warm here. Don't worry. I'm still here. Yeah, we've had. It's been scary.
Honestly, this is way better. I think this is.
I love this.
This is marvelous. Make sure you get predictions in then. Hashtag Oxygen, OXG, hashtag BDS. We want to know what you guys think. There he is. He is back in business, Leaf.
Thanks.
I'm just going to say, I think the way I'm leaning for this one, just quickly, is you look at BDS, Stumpy. They went to round 5 in Swiss, for goodness sake. I mean, you cannot afford to do that. Oxygen, they went 3-0. They're the number out of the event. They went 4-0 yesterday, and they've only dropped one game so far in the playoffs. So I'm going to go Oxygen for the prediction.
I think I have to go Oxygen as well. This was a tough one. I'm like, I don't know, but the momentum is massive. What I just saw, I mean, obviously we know what you're doing, something, but just what I saw based off that last match, I had to. Okay, how mad are you going to be at the coin if it doesn't go Oxygen?
Well, coin so far has been perfect today. It's been BDS, it went Oxygen. Go on, give it a go, because then I need to go on an England spiel here, and I need time for that. I've been wound up. On BDS.
Now we're going to look for Oxygen.
I'll fill it in. Leave permission to spiel about England for a minute.
3, 2, 1, spiel.
England! This is Team England, baby. We are ready to go, all right? It's Joyo, it's Archie, with Oski on their side. All of the fellas, they are prepared. We're going to take them down. It's England versus France. We've done this historically all between these two countries. Wars have been fought. This is the decider. England on top. Come on.
Chat locking in Oxygen as well. We'll see if Joyo can go the distance with his squad. Carmine Court's worst day ever, as I said before, has happened. BDS and Oxygen facing down in the grand finals. The two teams battling for the spots in Major and Worlds.
He has not moved
Rocket League fans
since you left. So please get on the bench. Sit next to him.
For the majority of Europe, these were probably the last two teams you wanted to see in the grand
Come up here,
finals.
please.
But for the rest of us,
Come sit next to me,
this
please.
couldn't be more exciting. England versus France, Oxygen versus BDS. Who will be your new European champion?
It's a beautiful thing, Hercules. We have the solidity of Team BDS versus the fluency of Oxygen, and barring Oski's open net miss towards the end of the last series, they have looked perfect so far this tournament. A real step up for this org, this team, this trio, and a return to form for Joyo, the man who gets an instant dunk from the floor. He is potentially performing at his peak right now.
He really is. I think the entire team as a whole, even you could argue that Oxygen is almost playing at a peak, but I kind of want to sit and say that might not have been the end of it. I think there might be more for them. I think BDS is a solid challenge for this team, and honestly, again, these two have the biggest targets on their back, and they're just here to show everybody what they're made of.
On the other side for Team BDS, it was Exotic, the man who hits the ball now towards the goal, who really stood out for me. His decision-making was brilliant. Was there yet again, making sure the ball just falls slowly towards Monkey Moon, but Oski steals in and gets it to the side. And there is that man once more. Exotic, just keep an eye on him, getting so many bumps and taps and nudges on Oxygen. Well, hopefully, as far as BDS are concerned, disrupt them slightly more than their last opponents were able to do.
A little bit of hesitation there from Archie to let Exotic take this one away, and it's teamwork to head to the backboard. It's a nice big clear out into the mid as well from Joyo, but quick turnaround from Exotic could mean potential BDS counter. As this one pops up high, here comes Joyo. Nobody's found their way onto the board quite yet. It's been a couple of shots, but nothing too creative enough to get around the defense.
Yeah, CJ mentioned on the desk that in his opinion it's an advantage to play the later semi-finals, so you're coming into the grand finals hot. So far though, it's Team BDS, I'd say, that have started this one a little bit better. They look quick, they look pacey. Slowed down from their semi-final earlier when they frankly took Team Vitality apart at times. Because it goes for a couple of touches, still comes away with the ball somehow. Just watch his pathing here, staying on the pad so he can intercept Archie and send the ball out wide. Most of this ball perk being played in the orange half, sorry, in the blue half by the orange team.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow game for them headed into this one, and that's for the likes of BDS right now. Here comes Oxygen though. They wanted to turn and take a shot at this one. Archie's gonna send it back and follow this one all the way to the backboard. No angle on it. Instead, it's big clear. They get stopped mid by Joyo, the one that everybody's had their eyes on today. So many peak moments. The one player that you do want to slow down if you are BDS.
And Monkey Moon tries to get something spicy out of his own half. It was a lovely goal he scored at the end of the last one to really kill the series. It was, what, 3-4 touches off the floor and then pinched in. Absolute certified stunner from him, a player who has blown hot and cold, seems to justify and sort of exemplify Team BDS, the way they have grown and shrunk as a team so far this season. As Archie sends that one forward, Monkeyman should be there for the clearance, but no boost and doesn't really stay behind the ball there, so it could be a little bit dangerous. So Drali nips in. Mr. Dependable so far for Team BDS is Drali. There is the attack continuing though for Oxygen. So far though, despite having, you know, their occasional sort of bouts of pressure, Oxygen have had no real clear-cut chances.
Yeah, it's been fairly interesting.
Just
This is
passed it
one
to
of the
him.
better chances, though, for BDS.
rough.
Exotic from the sky. First one on the board, which is a good thing for BDS. We saw this against Vitality when they were able to take that first lead. They play a good game at making their opponents uncomfortable and holding on.
Yeah, both these two teams, neither of them able to lock in London, even with victory here in this tournament, but just trying to solidify their space in that all-important top four. If Oxygen can win this one, they'll be almost there, but still have more work to do in a couple of weeks' time. For BDS, if they can win, the odds are looking good, but there's still plenty to do, though. So it's never going to be easy making it into the top four of Europe. So many teams vying to be there. And these two right in the ascendancy of all of it right now. As Joe takes another touch, what can he do to the floor? He goes there, tries to pull it in. Exotic
pass.
reads and Archie follows up. The tap-in merchant does his job.
It's that ceiling play, man.
This
The ceiling
team
has been
just
brutal
works
today.
so incredibly well together.
Nice setup.
Exotic's touch, though, just wasn't strong enough, and it allowed enough time for Archie to go and get the finish on it. Tied game at a minute 17.
I'll be happy about that one, Oxygen. Despite really being slow out the block so far compared to Team BDS, that equalizer, that moment of brilliance from Joyo was enough for them, but Exotic has that of his own. Monkey Moon over the top. Is Drali going to be coming in? He is. Eventually, he gets there. He had so much time to wait for that ball and pick his spot. He did. Archie on the goal line, doing his job both in attack and defense, but Exotic, one more touch. Joyo charges him down. Oski into the corner.
team is
No
here,
boost
bro.
for him. He'll have to do something with nothing in the tank. Charlie's just waiting
doubled
for him,
on that.
still keeping 70 there. So he can take this dribble, he can flick it. Archie has boost, should be able to make the save, but doesn't. Charlie picks his spot and nails it.
The third was
Such a clinical flick, too, and you can see the patience just allowing Joyo to question where Jolly was going to go, and he said, no, just going to wait. Great upper 90 shot, and then you take that lead back 45 seconds for Oxygen to respond.
It's just an auction and put themselves back in it. BDS steal it back away from them with that goal right there, but it falls to Joyo from the kickoff. It's a goal fiesta, 2-2.
What happened
Goal
here,
fiesta.
Archie? He sends it up, and what? It's a pinch down, and Joyo right place, right time. It's open.
Good kickoff plays though from Oxygen. You know, it's never lost with the current meta of having all these plays behind your belts. There's a lot you can focus on. Drali's won that one now. Can he do the same thing against Joyo that he's just had done to him? It's going to fall almost towards Monkey Moon. Archie was aware, sniffed out the danger, and sent it back at least for now. But Archie sends forward. Oski in front of the ball as he loves to be, but no boost at all. All he can do is allow Joyo in. 20 seconds left. This one could go either way.
18 seconds left on the clock. If somebody wants to try and steal it away, now's your moment. Monkey Moon, low boost,
BDS
left for
logo. Look on
Exotic,
his
and
hood.
through it. 12
100%
seconds. BDS go
69.
up.
I'm wondering here what happened to the Oxygen defense. It was just Joyo being bullied out the way by Monkey Moon, who won that so cleanly. So Archie, who was in the opposite corner, picking up some boost,
Further
suddenly
proof
found
that
himself
everybody's
miles
just a
away from the ball,
12-year-old
couldn't
boy.
get back in time, and now not much time left for Oxygen.
BDS, they have such a great history of stealing games away at the last moment, at least as far as today's been concerned. 4 seconds left, Demo in a pinch forward. 1 on the clock. Can they keep it up into the air? Joyo, enough in the tank to make a play. Can he get one off the crossbar? No,
That
it's
guy's
a
crazy.
follow and down onto the ground. BDS take game number 1.
So near yet so far for Oxygen. Team BDS, a huge win again. And they can calmly sip their water and just chill and know that this seems to be one of those days where they are utterly world class. As for Oxygen, they had the attempt at the end. It was close. It was a decent effort. And
BDS
still, despite losing that
Spaghettios.
first game, every time Joyo gets the ball, magic seems to follow.
I absolutely agree. I think Oxygen honestly did not even play a bad game by any means. Same can be said. Joyo just spectacular to watch out on the field, but BDS, there's something almost magical about the way that they're able to last moment catch a team off guard, bait them out of the defense, mess them up rotationally. It's happened every single time. We saw it against Vitality, and now we're seeing it happen against Oxygen, and they were able to just pull it away last moments there. I'm just excited.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, look at that huge challenge from Monkey Moon right there. It was the difference between these two teams in the end. Nothing too fancy, really, as far as Team BDS go, but one solid challenge, and suddenly Oxygen's defenses were breached. And now we have game 2, and this in the last series, Herc, was where BDS really turned it on against Vitality. So if they continue in that trajectory, continue improving in this one, Oxygen are going to have a tough series ahead of them.
I definitely agree on that one. Granted, I will say both of these teams in their semifinals, scoreline went 4-1. So, same can be said on either end, right? They both want to repeat what they just did. This is a huge, huge swing game. I think if BDS could take this almost in the same fashion, I would argue that momentum would 100% be in their favor from here out.
Well, we shall see. Here on Forbidden Temple, and once more it's Team BDS that have started this one, looking a little bit feistier, a little bit spicier and quicker. Nipping in there, stealing the touches. Charlie tries to once more again against Archie. That one's the backboard. Could be an early chance for Monkey Moon. He just tries to place it towards Exotic. Not sure why he didn't just shoot that one. It seemed to me there was an opportunity to put down a real spike towards the net, but Monkey Moon knows best. Keeps the attack going for Team BDS, and they start in the ascendancy once more.
This one's still up. Monkey Moon just trying to force it forward. Drawley, the one we've seen so many times, the pass down to Exotic and the double off the side. It was a mini one, but it's in. And there you have it, a BDS lead very early on.
Yeah, they're just beating Oxygen to the ball. All ends up Oxygen, they're looking boost-starved. They're being pinned back in their own half. Pretty much from the opening kickoff, it was all Team BDS. That's a decent effort for the slow kickoff. It actually backfires though. Monkey Moon, the ball just avoided him by a split second. Charlie has Monkey Moon now in front of him. He goes underneath. That's good defending there. That was not simple from, I think it was Joyo, but he somehow managed to get something on the ball.
And now, it's all on the likes of Oxygen to respond, but it's going to be hard when you're stuck in your own half. Oski's barely got a touch on it, but it's not enough to keep the double out. Drawley successful once again.
Yeah, Oski looked like he got away with one. Misjudged the backboard, or at least didn't have the boost to get to the ball. Maybe it was a brilliant attempt at getting the block. Either way, not quite to be. And BDS
Step into the plate. Do, 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 do.
Look so good, and this is what I talked about, right? It's got to be the same
do, do.
level of consistency that you saw in the first game. You can't falter at all, especially against a team like Oxygen, who's been arguably one of the most consistent teams throughout this 5th qualifier. They've taken down so many of the top names in Europe. They're looking to just take another one and add them to the list. Joyo over to 1. This one could waterfall down, but somehow it's just another clear.
We do at least have Oxygen getting to move on forward into the orange half. It's been a while here in game 2 since we've been there. Eventually the ball ends up back in their half. And Joy does take out Exotic, which should open up a little bit of space for them to play with. Let's see if they can do anything with it as Archie charges down Drawley. Exotic round the corner, goes for the musty, but Oski was sniffing that one out straight away. So Joy can clear it as far as Archie. Oski waiting underneath. He's desperate to get involved in this play. Archie gets the flip reset, but it's a little bit slow. He didn't really have the angle. And credit to Drawley, he was up quick yet again. So BDS defending aggressively. Always wanted to get a touch on that ball. There's no clean touches for Oxygen. It's always, at best, a 50-50 for them. At worst, they're beaten, like Drawley beat Oski there. Finally, Oski gets a clean couple of touches on the ball. Tries that trick again that worked in the semi-finals. Not to be this time. Archie maybe could have put that on the target. Joyo does. It's the slow shot, and it works.
In a matter of seconds, Oxygen goes from only having 1 registered shot to 3 and a goal.
That was a lot of work for
And
it.
it took pure creativity to get around them, right? And teamwork, finally finding each other to be able to bob and weave. The BDS defense working out great, closing the gap too. As they head into the second half of this match, Joyo, reset, attempt to go over Drawley. It's not enough, and Oski's up next, but the backboard's covered.
Yeah, suddenly though, the BDS defense looks a lot more open. It's Oxygen that are finding their passes. Joyo had to go back for some boost, but it was effective. Archie almost takes out Drawley, who's going to be next in line for Oxygen. It seems it's one touch for one of their players after the next. It's always falling to a car in blue. Joyo is the next one. That's the man they want to get involved. Archie follows up, doing his job so well, but can't quite put that one on net. Exotic's clearance as far as Drawley Oski should be able to put this one sideways. Monkey Moon in aggressively. He's been doing that for years. Falls to Exotic. Anyone underneath this one is just going to fake his way in. Not quite to be. BDS had to go onto the back foot for a spell, but they seem to be back on the attack.
Yep, very quick transitions from BDS, which is what you want to see. You don't want to get pinned into your own half for too long. But same can be said for Oxygen finally breaking out there. Monkey Moon tries to go over the sidewall. This one centers itself. Monkey Moon's upfield enough. Can't quite take the shot, though. Everything's slow. And Oski wants to flick back. Instead, it's just going to pinch there. Joyo's going to take a shot. It's wide and pass back to Monkey Moon. Counter comes through. In a minute and 10 seconds, it's back on BDS pressure.
Yeah, these wide shots from Oxygen, they seem to be intentional. I'll get back to that point in a second because Monkey Moon, suddenly the ball fell for him.
I love this. I mean, listen, I knew they were good, but this is next level, and that's exactly what you got to bring against Oxygen. They've been doing this to everybody all weekend, so now to do it back and extend your lead consistently is going to be so big.
Yeah, I mean, it was a class fake there from Drali, but down the other end, his Archer goes for a double tap. Drali gets across yet again. Oski has to put this one towards the center. Joyo misses that one. That one wasn't an intentional fake. A straight up whiff there from Joyo. Actually sends it forward. There is some time here for Oxygen. They have to get going soon. Joyo with one more attempt. Drali saves it yet again, and BDS send that ball away.
They are forcing Oxygen into frustration. You're putting as many shots towards that net as you can, but defense is incredible right now for BDS. Here comes another one pass. Attempt to Joyo, but it's an interception from Exotic. Oski trying to force it, keeping it going. But nobody can get past BDS. 17 seconds left in a 2-goal lead. This has to go in.
It's another poor shot there from Joyo, and it will lead to Exotic with the simplest chance of his life.
You want to play high risk, high reward. You got to be prepared on the back end. Nobody there. 10 seconds left with a 3-goal lead. It's safe to say this is BDS's
it's going to
game.
change to a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say earlier that I feel like
quick.
Oxygen are trying to go for these sort of low doubles where you put the ball to the side of the goal instead of shooting straight up because they know how good BDS are defensively. And
Take your time out here.
Working, but since the collapse, you just want to see Oxygen put some shots on target, give themselves something to take into this next game because BDS are running away with it, and it's no surprise to see an Oxygen timeout.
I'm telling you, there's something about me predicting a team and it going the opposite way in Europe. I'm so good at it in NA. In Europe, you guys got me so backwards.
Yeah, well, that's what happens over here. You can never predict anything in EU. Beyond the quarterfinals, normally quarterfinals you can be pretty sure and secure.
He's got
Once it gets to the semis,
the trucker mud flap. Girls sitting back to back.
Honestly,
on his shirt.
we all joke about European depth
BDS
all the
logo.
time, but truly,
they're
it is one of the most interesting regions to get to pay attention to. Especially, right? It's like a team like Oxygen, you have
the
Joyo
logo
elsewhere,
usage
then
is
it
not
comes
new,
on
but the
through,
jerseys are
and
newer,
all of a
I
sudden,
think.
this team just ascends, and they look
big fan.
insane. But then
BDS all
BDS
the way.
go, hey, we're still here. We can bring in somebody new, somebody young, somebody fresh, and Drali to Exotic
They
and
stay
Monkey
swinging,
Moon has
the big
just been
things.
so incredible. But we've got our first timeout here from Oxygen. Question is, how impactful can this be?
Well, they seem pretty stoic about it. You know, they're not standing up and doing star jumps as we've seen in the past. It's more of a slow, considerate debate.
Like
hey
the
guys,
whole
what's going on? It's
structure?
an open forum. And it seems that Snasky is leading that, but also letting his players talk things through themselves. So it's just about tactical switch-ups here in these tactical timeouts. It's also about just literally the timeout aspect, the 60 seconds extra off. But you can just reset, because to me, Hope, the main thing is that mechanically, especially towards the end of that last game,
shows the old experienced guy teaching the young ones.
It was definitely, it felt like a lot less pressure than what we had seen in the past. I would think that that's coming just from a place of, what do you do, right? Because what you've been doing for the past 4 minutes clearly hadn't been working up until that point, and it's almost like you're situating yourself for, okay, what's the game plan headed into the next one? And clearly, I think their best bets so far have been the passing plays, but like you said, keeping it on the low ground has clearly been anticipated very well by BDS. I think Oxygen need to go back up into the air, back to the sky with each other, and reincorporate those solo plays. But the only way you're going to be able to do that is get that defense to back off, and it's going to have to be forced.
That's the difficulty of playing this highly mechanical playstyle. When you do cool off, it's really difficult to grind out a victory. That was my worry about Oxygen going into this split. When they're hot, they're always going to be incredible. They're going to be able to take down any team. But when things do cool down, when you don't quite sink that flip reset or you hit the post when you should be scoring a one-the goal, can you just steal a win? Can you get an ugly goal? Can you get those nitty-gritty plays? Well, we will see now, but once again from the kickoff, Herc, it's BDS that have started better. Look at them, already controlling the blue half.
Yeah, they decide that pace of play and where they're going to be at right now, and they own the midfield line. Attempts are being made constantly to get past it, but even then, look at them. They're all back, waiting, ready to go. And it's not enough. They work together so quickly to get passed out. Joyo wants to try and find somebody to push this ball forward. It's an attempt from Archie, but Exotic keeps it out.
Yeah, but she's at least going some bumps on his way out. Drali's been sent away. Monkey Moon charged forward as quickly as he could there. Very BDS of him to just make sure you hold down R2 as soon as you land. He's going to be doing the same, but Drali comes away with it. He sees Monkey Moon in his rear view window. Just wanting to something on this ball right now, Oxygen. They have managed to steady the flow of BDS's attack, at least from the beginning, and that huge clearance from Archie will continue to help with that one. It's an interesting period in this series right now, Oxygen. I think they're more desperate not to concede than they will be to score.
Here comes Monkey Moon. Big clear towards that back net, forcing Oski out of his boost and then stealing his away. The demo puts him back, and it's just slow and confident play from BDS. And you mentioned it before, right? If Oxygen aren't playing at the pace that they want to be at, in kind of almost in that flow state, right? I feel like BDS is pulling them out of that. It's so uncomfortable that BDS, they just control everything at that point.
And it's impressive as well that Team BDS first did it to Vitality, who would have been my #1 pick going into these semi-finals, and now it's looking like they're doing it to Oxygen as well, who would have been my #2 pick. So the way they're able to just quell what's working so well for their opponents is huge for them. Definitely they've been looking at replay reviews, working so hard on their game plan, because that seems to be the main thing about Team BDS right now. As Joyo sends that one out wide, Oski gets the touch, but Monkey Moon in there so fast yet again. So rapid, he leaves that one. That's going to be a chance for Drali. He shoots at the near post, but Joyo saves.
Great save there from Joyo, but pressure's not over yet. Monkey Moon past Oski. Another touch to himself, just trying to slow things down to take a shot towards the backboard. But Archie, finally, these challengers are coming in fast enough to intercept and push forward. Pass over to Archie. Shot on target, but Monkey Moon sends it off. And as soon as Oxygen finally got a taste of offense, they're racing back to defend.
They do at least have some boost now. Oski and Joyo both charging for the ball. It's a little bit desperate for Oxygen. All of them want to get on it. All of them just, their hands are shaking, wanting to get as much control of things as possible. Exotic leaves, the ball is left to him by Monkey Moon. This one's in the corner. It's a bit of a scrap for boost there in the corner, but Joyo, thankfully for him, can come away with it. He's got some boost to play with, but Monkey Moon once more is up so high. Joyo and Archie almost pinch it, but it doesn't work either. Nothing quite happening for Oxygen.
They're trying to create these moments for themselves, but BDS is so good at just anticipating what they are going to do and turning it around on themselves. It takes 2 players. And you got 90 seconds left with BDS in your faces. This one is going to be one of the few moments that allows Oxygen to push forward, but they get demoed and sent back immediately.
Man, Exotic must be horrible to play against. Drali now and Monkey Moon. It's all Drali. Exotic for once was waiting behind in third man. How does he deal with this sort of pressure? Joyo around him. Exotic does well enough to get it as far out as Oski. Now it's Joyo. Oxygen have definitely upped the pace here. Archie, he comes in as the third man. Up against Drali, Archie wants to get at least the ball, if not the bump. Doesn't get either in the end because Drali just weaves his way around ball and defender, still sees it away, but Oxygen remain on the attack. Oh,
what a pass.
Pass to Oski. It's the double off the side from Archie, and the finish that goes through. An attempt to steal this away in the final few moments has been made.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't see that coming from Archie. On the backboard, weaving his way, and then bouncing out, dodging inwards to get a beautiful assist, give Oxygen their lead, and maybe their foothold in the series. But wait a minute, here comes Drali with the flip reset in the center, but for once, there's no one from BDS there.
There needed to be somebody pushed up. That was such a great opportunity. 34 seconds, though. You collect that Hunter boost. Drawley gets shut down by Joyo. And Monkey Moon gonna try and send this up there with Drawley, working together to try and get past the defense. Is it gonna be enough? It's left for Drawley to take the shot. Joyo with a squishy save, and the demo keeps this one out.
Yeah, the pace that Joyo had to do that. No time to make your decision. You just have to act. Here he is again after respawning. Has boost, but the ball's bypassed him. Monkey Moon, 8 seconds to play with. He has the boost, but it's too loose. Joyo can finish it here. No, more poor open net shots from Oxygen. But will they get away with it again? It's Oski. He kills it this time. Oxygen take their game.
They
Timeout
steal
buff
it
work.
moments away. When you thought Archie was just missing the double, it was the follow-up that allowed them through. Huge props to Oski, by the way. I liked the push-up from him on that one. And that was honestly what BDS was missing in that second half of the game. They would go up, they had a moment, but there was no follow, which felt so rare and weird, right? Because that's not what we saw in games 1 and 2. In Oxygen, they get their foot into the game, and they got one on the board.
I mean, for Team BDS, it's not what we've seen since the advent of the open era, since RLCS X. Very rarely do you see a pass into the center and think, where are BDS's second and third men? Why aren't they attacking it? Maybe they were just run out of boost because Oxygen suddenly stepped it up. They were stealing everything. And despite the fact that Dryly had 8 shots for Team BDS, Joyo had 7 saves. So a real one-on-one battle going on between those two. But it's Oxygen that won out on it. And shout out Archie as well. I mean, I called him a tap-in merchant earlier. That's because of what he said on this very broadcast yesterday. He came on for an interview, and he said all I do is follow up, you know, what Oski and Joyo do. But by no means is it actually true. He has mechanics, and we saw it there, bouncing off his own backboard to tee up Oxygen and get themselves going.
Well, here we are. It's starting out with what seems like games past BDS on offense in the early stages here. Archie wants to shut that down quickly. Reset over the midfield line. 2 touches to try and tee up Oski on this shot here, but Joyo's next. Not trying to slow things down. Demo for their efforts as everybody gets sent back, but a big clear for BDS. And a pass over to Exotic floats on through, and BDS first on the board.
Yeah, Joyo went for one bump too many there. He was trying to spawn his opponents into oblivion, but once they wriggled away from him, suddenly there was all the space in the world for Drali and Exotic to combine and give BDS yet another early lead.
Back into kickoff we go. It's Archie attempting, and it's working. This one off the backboard slow. You gotta pop this one high for BDS, and they do so. Drali gets sent back though. And this is a great level of pressure from Oxygen. It's a lot more consistent.
Yeah, certainly. They're stopping BDS really having the flow of the game now. It seems to be Oxygen's, despite the fact that BDS have the lead. It was a huge counter-attacking play, and hopefully for Oxygen, that'll give them hope. BDS, they'll know they can play like this. They can hold out for minutes at a time. Well, maybe not when Archie is cooking something right now. Oski's the player that the ball's going to fall for. And where is their third? Drily clears it. Suddenly the attack comes to nothing for Oxygen, and once more, Team BDS swallow up all that pressure and then just get ready to throw it back in the faces of Oxygen. As soon as they get the ball, they cause danger. And Exotic, that man, every time an opponent's about to launch an attack on BDS, there's Exotic.
I love it. You can't not love it. You're forcing them out of your half through the demos and the bumps. There's no better way to make sure that they are not in your way. Monkey Moon off the sidewall just continues to frustrate the likes of Oxygen. They just want to push on through. Huge one from Oski. I love the cheat up on it, but still it's anticipation from none other than Exotic.
Yeah, it was nice from Archie yet again. He knew where his teammate was, but the finish not quite there. So close to being the equalizer. Oxygen, the mechanics are starting to warm up. The furnaces are beginning to burn, but Exotic continually is getting in their way, swatting away these half chances. As Drily chases Oski, Oski seals the boost, a double demo. Both teams lose a player. Oski has so much space to play with now. He goes for the musty. Exotic saves it. Monkey Moon clears it. Now Drily could complete yet another BDS counter. It's off the backboard, and it's sunk. And that, from Drily, is quality.
Peak Rocket League from this team. That is the sheer definition of teamwork. It was the save over to the transition and just the pure slot from BDS. 2-0. You got 2:45 on the clock. That's it to try and respond. And with the way things are looking, you're gonna have to get a couple demos on the board there if you want out of this one, Oxygen.
It's been such a tight game. Only 5 shots in total. We have had 3 for Oxygen and now 3 for Team BDS as they continue this attack. Archie doinks it upwards, but Exotic read it. These guys have been in their doink training packs. Good to see it. Drali forwards. That should be saved easily enough by Joyo, who can almost pick up some boost. Doesn't need to in the end, so just bullets the ball forward. And Exotic and Monkey Moon, clearly their comms were pretty speedy there because that's a sort of scary one. I would not leave that one to my goalkeeper.
My heart dropped when I saw that, and then I immediately went, oh, they're just pure comms right now.
Sounds familiar,
Joyo,
right?
around
I
the
would
corner,
not
over
leave
Archie.
that one
Great
from
save
my
there from
goalkeeper.
Jolly, though, to send back out mid. I think at this point, BDS is just allowing Oxygen to take their shots, make their saves, and eventually this big clear is going to come through as Monkey Moon sends this one out into the corner.
But it's caught by Oski, and while BDS are relatively comfortable on their own backboard, you don't want to leave Oxygen too many opportunities. Eventually, one of their mechanical attempts will land. You have to send it away. But Archie's got, wow, he had a flip, he had no boost, but he managed to flip it towards Oski. More improvisation from Archie, who's mechanically, I would say, standing out the most for Oxygen right now.
I would definitely agree on this one. It's not going to stop, though. Here comes Oski down
Bounce
and
shot,
still
save.
cannot find his
Even
way
the bounce
through.
shot
The Monkey
didn't
Moon
work.
keeps it going past to Drolly off the corner. Oski saves this one out. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Time is ticking away.
Yeah, but all Oxygen need is one, and they will start to really think they can get back into this one. Exotic, though, is not letting it happen. Here's Joyo. He goes to the ceiling. Can he beat Monkey Moon? No. Monkey Moon read it yet again. Exotic still sniffing around, not letting Archie escape, not letting Oxygen have anything.
This one's over.
It is pure pressure from BDS. Exotic has been a monster on defense and a monster on offense. The setup for Monkey Moon to push forward. You got less than a minute. 3 goals have been unanswered too, and that's what stands between BDS and another match point.
Oh, we had a fake kickoff. We had a pre-jump there to the ceiling from Joyo. All of them involved. I like the attempt, I like the play. Not quite to be that time from Oxygen, but still they're talking, still they're trying to figure out ways to finagle their way back into this series. But it does seem, Herc, like this is going to be BDS's to lose. So near now to 3-1 up in the series and a marathon if Oxygen wish to come back.
22 seconds left. Oski trying to make final attempts with Archie, and they come out
There's
successful.
Suddenly, there's a chance. Charlie messed about with the ball too much in his own half. Oski does the simple thing, and Archie, who else was there? Are we gonna have another kickoff play here for Oxygen? It was the fake last time around. This time it's Archie going for it. It's the bot kickoff attempt, the two of them trying to pinch it goalwards. Not quite to be there, and BDS should be able to just steal those last few grains of sand from the timer and take this game for themselves.
Yeah, you got seconds left. There's clearly just nothing at this. A take that into the walks, the pound in the game. But BDS, they are heading to match point.
And it's been another massive performance from Team BDS. You know, they went into the Vitality series. I believe it was a relatively close to a clean sweep of predictions for Team Vitality, and chat included, I think, went for Vitality as well. Nobody was expecting BDS really to make it here, and they've just continually stepped up. And now, all 3 of them can just take a few seconds. Their opponent has already had their tactical timeout. There is nothing else Oxygen Esports can do except go toe-to-toe with them for a few more games. BDS will be hoping there won't be a few more games. BDS will be hoping that they can end this here and now as we head to game number 5 with BDS Herc having a 3-1 lead.
I don't know why anybody would have counted BDS of this, but if you did, here is your reason not to. I mean, like I said, they've been on a crazy to get here. All the odds are stacked against them. Everybody wanted BDS to fail, and they have proved time and time again, experience matters, perseverance matters, but more importantly, I think the BDS is so far beyond what most teams are capable of, right, to really push them forward.
Yeah, and it's lovely to hear that about Team BDS as well, because it is something they've struggled with at times in the past. Now, finally, it seems for them, something is working that just wasn't before. And As we head to map number 5, it's going to be nerves all over again for both of these teams. Team BDS so close to nearly securing themselves into London. Still not quite yet for either of these teams, no matter who wins it. But Oxygen will be kicking and screaming and trying to block their way every step down that path.
Early stages are reminiscent of games past. It's BDS on the attack again, just taking turns, one shot after the other. Joyo gonna bop this one out into the corner on this one. Pressure finally let up just for a moment as Monkey Moon clears this one upfield. The pressure doesn't stop here.
Yeah, it's going to be another decent start for Team BDS. It has been a staple of this series that in the first 20 seconds or so of every game, they've had all the play, but wow, what an own goal that could have been. Poor old Exotic just wafted towards the ball, almost bounced off his butt into the back of the net. Thankfully for BDS, they were awake in defense. Monkey Moon gets the flip reset, wants one more, bullets his way. It's like throwing a dart towards the Oxygen net, and no one can stop it.
They can't stop BDS. It's momentum based at this point, and the confidence just keeps going. If you're going to be going for bump plays at this, there is a new level of preparation that needs to be handled by Oxygen. You got to be ready for anything that comes your way. Off the kickoff, Exotic into the likes of the Oxygen side here. And 50 seconds in, BDS hold the lead.
And Joe and Oski now getting in each other's way. Oxygen starting to trip over each other. This is where that desperation comes back, where they'll be so keen just to get on the ball and make something happen. They have to avoid forcing it, but when Dryly gets touches like that, it gets even more difficult. Joyo puts it onto the crossbar, but Exotic follows up his own touch, and it's brilliant.
I'm telling you that the follow-ups on this team are so quick with it that you gotta have a second person ready. You saw Oski, but he was completely low on boost, trying to get back and bail out. But instead, it's a 2-goal lead for BDS that looks like it's continuing to extend.
Every time Team BDS are questioned, every time they seem to be about to fall from the bottom of that top 4, they step
Archie
back
did
up.
it.
But Oxygen is not going to let them have it easy.
He scored the open net.
Speechless.
We believe.
I'm curious, but speechless. Archie, he's the one that I know a lot of people, they look to Joyo when you look at the squad to kind of turn things around, but I really, truly think Archie has the capability to be that person as well. I'm just curious if it can happen as we head back into the Oxygen half. It's a back pass just to kind of slow things down a little bit here, but a 50 allows the opportunity for a shot from none other than Archie, but Monkey Moon to keep out.
Oxygen, if nothing else, have well and truly stemmed the tide. Now, they have to keep squeezing the accelerator, charging forwards against Team BDS. Showing no fear, but when the demos come out, it's far from easy. Exotic has all the control in the world. He just waits for Monkey Moon, and Monkey Moon sinks it.
I mean, Monkey Moon's been waking up. What else would you expect from the team right now?
They got 2 bumps.
It's just a great follow on it. 2-goal lead, over 3:15. There's plenty of time for Oxygen, but you gotta get control over this
Probably
ball.
bumped that
You
guy onto
cannot let
another
it get
field.
away from you.
Yeah, it was also Dryly doing an Exotic there,
After the demo.
getting the demo, and then getting one more bump and making it so easy for the BDS attack. Now Exotic fakes his way through. Dryly to the backboard. Oski is there. Oxygen need to remind themselves there's only 2 goals in this one. They are more than
tied
capable
for
of
now.
coming back in this time, but it's more BDS pressure. They seem to be everywhere now. They're swarming all over. Oxygen, one more chance for Monkey Moon to the side. Wanted to get the bump on Joyo, but not quite able to do so. Joyo, he manages to just sort of juke his way down to the orange half. Has no boost at all, though. And every time one of their players, Oxygen, does get control on the ball, they've got nothing in the tank, Herc.
Yeah, there's nothing left for them. Now you're just racing back home, trying to anticipate the amount of pressure that's about to come towards your way from BDS. Oski low on boost, leaves this for Archie to make the clear. He does, but Exotic almost immediately sends it back. Reset over one, pass over to Joyo. It's a wide shot and down, but at least there's progress being made on the
Archie,
attempts.
Yeah, there was talk of England versus France from the desk going into this one. Stumpy's wearing his England top, but so far it's been all the French. Dryly clears it long for Team BDS. Another huge moment just when Oxygen were moving forwards. Exotic into the center. Dryly's going to turn around. What can BDS conjure up here? Here he goes, Dryly. He's got 50 boost left. Goes around for the flip reset, fakes it. Just tries to land the ball and send it goalwards. Joyo was alert to it, but more time stolen.
And Exotic back to the corner, just wasting time. Even if you make one touch to the other on your team, as far as BDS is concerned, it's still in your favor. You're up by 2. Looking to make it 3. And a boost steal in the corner here means Oxygen got their work cut out for themselves to try and break out of their half.
Here comes Joyo though, he's got the ceiling reset, he wants to get it, but the ball just wouldn't quite land yet again. Now he's sniffing around for some bumps. Monkey Moon is almost knocked out of the way. Joyo gets it towards Oski, who can't do too much in that situation, even with his mechanics. Drali up against Archie. Archie wins it cleanly. Oxygen are getting hits on the ball, but they're just not able to do anything with them.
No, it's been a challenge this entire time for Oxygen to try and keep up with what BDS has been doing. They set the tone, they set the pace of play, and with a minute left to go, you're playing catch up now. And from the ceiling, here comes Archie, off it, down pass over to Joyo, and still out.
Yeah, Joyo though keeps it going. He's got no boost to the ceiling with him. Oski gets another clean touch in the corner, but it goes nowhere. Archie's following up, but he's been bypassed.
There's somebody there to hit it no matter where
it's
they come
France
from.
v England. France is winning. It's the World Cup semi-finals all over again. Hurricane's missing a penalty. Take over. This is hurting me.
This is the end. 30 seconds before BDS can do what was supposed to be deemed the impossible and improbable, which was go against everyone's wishes. Nobody wanted to see them succeed. The majority of Europe wanted them to fail, but they said no. Pinch off the ground, Monkey Moon in the net, and BDS are going to be your new European champions.
How apt that it's Monkey Moon as well, the one that removes any and all doubt and ensures that Team BDS will be reascending to their throne. France is going to be back on top. Monkey Moon is back on a winning EU team. Herc, he just keeps on doing it. New teammates, new rosters, new formats, same old Team BDS.
He didn't have to score any open nets today.
Here in Open Qualifier number 5.
I could not be happier for this team. They look so incredible. We talked to them the other day. We all watched them throughout the weekend, and we said, is there pressure to come in and perform today?
They just couldn't,
they couldn't
get anything there.
Fail, and they said, no, we're going to focus on ourselves. We are just concerned about the match in front of us, and there you have it, BDS on top.
They've worked hard for that, Herc. I'll tell you what, it has not been an easy path for them. Cassio, their coach, has had his work cut out. It's a team that constantly get forgotten about, constantly get ignored when it comes to talking about the EU super teams. And yet somehow, they always find a way to come right on back. It's just since the Open era, Monkey Moon has never been far away from the top 3, the top 4. And so often in it, he's been the top 1.
He really
they were definitely getting out demoed there in those last couple games.
Incredible players that we've gotten out of Europe. He's been here for so long, and yet successful for just as long as the amount of time he's been in it, right? And when you thought it started to get a little shaky for him, for the team, they bounced back. They proved that what they do works. And my goodness, even a team like Oxygen, which you gotta commend, right? They've been incredible. Even them peaking is not enough to slow down BDS.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to commend the coin, by the way, which went 3-3 today. So, round of applause in chat for the coin. I want to see that little clapping emote coming out. But yeah, I mean, this has been Team BDS's day and the coins, and they thoroughly deserve that. A huge performance from all 3 of them. Each player stepped up in different moments. And what we end up with is Monkey Moon and Team BDS back on top. Let's hear from the desk.
Coins rigged.
There it is. What a showing. Not quite the Game 7 I was looking for. I was hoping for. You know, you might want to take the jersey off there, Stumpy, for a bit.
I don't think I should on camera.
Is that?
No, yeah, okay. No. It's okay. That was a BDS CJ that I think they are now setting records with how many the wins that Monkey Moon has had on the same org. The distance between the two is over like 1,000 days. Johnny was telling us. I'm sure I'll mention it a little bit later, but just the reign that he has had is outrageous.
Yeah, Monkey Moon's first win in nearly 2 years, first regional win. So that's kind of ridiculous to think about. And I mean, Johnny said it again. I feel like we're giving him too much props here. He's about to do the interview. He said it again down in the green room as we were watching that series. BDS just have a level that when they can hit it, and they are inconsistent. They don't always hit it, but when they find that level, they are so hard to beat. I mean, they lost to Lunar Galaxy. They lost to Jobless in the Swiss stage on Friday, for goodness sake. They lost to Unemployment. And then they come out here. They go 4-1, 4-1 every single series in the playoffs, in the best of sevens. And they are deserved champions of Europe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the mark of a good player is the resilience, the ability to bounce back and not let those silly losses that you feel like you shouldn't
Bounce
have
back
had.
after you miss those open nets.
Don't let them get to you. To be able to walk past them and look at the series in front of you is the mark of it, and that's exactly why these players are on this roster specifically. But for Oxygen, what does this mean for that squad? I mean, like what are they thinking right now?
They're thinking that was incredible. Like, look, we got to the grand final for the first time in, and it was Archie's his first grand final since the full regional one of the 22-23 season, and it was the first grand final since Joyo was at the full major, I believe. It has been, that was in last season, of course, as well. That was an incredibly long time, and a very long time for both of them coming. Oski as well, it's been a long time since he has been in one of those grand finals. That is not a failure. That is a phenomenal performance, and the building blocks have been very well established, but today BDS were on a different level. That is taking nothing away from what Oxygen put forward to them.
Yeah, CJ, I gotta say, I'm really impressed. I love watching Joyo.
Yeah, he's an absolute superstar, and they'll be disappointed with how that grand finals went down, but the win in the semi-final was enormous over General Mates. And when you're looking at the major, when you're looking at trying to qualify for London, they'll be pretty happy with where they're sitting. I mean, the way K-Corp are going, I was going to say their biggest threat right now, you're looking at Resolve down there, but it might be Mr. Eggflip 72 in the Open Qualifiers next week that might be their downfall. You never know with the Open Qualifiers how it's going to go, but for now, Oxygen in a great spot, so they can still be happy even though they didn't get the chocolates today.
I need a pro in the European region to change their name to Egg Flipper 76. Just shut them down. There it is, your grand finalists. Winners, Team BDS over Oxygen. Again, it was a rough journey for them at the beginning, but you can tell by this one, Stumpy, the lock-in that they had 4-1, 4-1, 4-1 to win through this qualifier 5.
We didn't get a game 7 this entire weekend. Not a single game 7. I know it's a little bit annoying.
Champions Field's got cobwebs right now. It's lonely. It needs
Shogun is unemployed. He didn't say a single word.
Get his royalties.
It's ridiculous. No, but yeah, BDS go 4-1. That is a sign of a champion team, and Monkey Moon back at that level.
And speaking of champions, we have Drawley standing by with Johnny.
Hello.
Drawley,
hello.
Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on your first regional win. Did you think coming into the season that
Hello, friend.
Taking a winner's interview for winning one of these?
Hello.
Yeah, of course. I knew
How's it
when I
going?
joined this team that we had the potential to win lots of things. I mean, it's only our
BDS
first
one
win,
was just listening to the
but
interview and
I
the
think it was
recap
about time because we had
afterwards. and
multiple missed opportunities.
finishing up the
And
tournament.
this is the only one we
Nice.
can make a win out of. We can make a. This is the only one. This is the.
Yeah, we know exactly what you mean. We know exactly what you mean. But yeah, last event it didn't go so well for you guys. You lost it to Resolve in the quarterfinal. Now this event you win 4-1 against Team 3, 4-1 against Vitality, 4-1 against Oxygen. So you've dominated. How did you go from last event losing to Resolve to now peak domination in this one?
Well, I think last regional we just got not unlucky, but I mean it was just unfortunate because we were playing very well. We swept the Swiss, but I mean it took us 4 games to wake up against Resolve. 3 games, I mean. So we were already 3-0 down.
Yeah.
And I mean I think we could have very well won the regional if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll be honest. Yesterday, or 2 days ago now, when you lost to Jobless in the Galaxy, I didn't think you were going to win this one either. I'll be honest with you, man. But you guys not only regained, but you went from 1-2 in Swiss to now dominating. So I mean, it's not just a week-to-week regain. You guys this weekend have regained and peaked. Is this a new BDS that are able to do this now, changing and upgrading day to day?
Yeah, I mean, our weakness was that when we were down, it was kind of hard. It was kind of hard for us to get back up, And I mean, we changed a few things after Friday, and yeah, we're kind of a new BDS now.
So right now in Europe, you guys are looking good for the major. Your point situation is great. Can't say the same for all the French teams. KC are struggling. Do you like to see that? Do you not really care? But also, does that make you think any differently about qualifiers? How careful are you guys going to be in the last qualifier of the season to make sure that you don't slip up like they did?
Well, we're gonna try to win this regional. It's just another regional for us, but this time we're trying to cement our major position, and I mean our world's position too, I guess. But that's not for now, But yeah, we'll keep doing this at the regional for the
Yeah, 3 events left. So we've got 1 online, 1 major, and the World Championship. What are your expectations? What are your goals for the rest of the season, Drally?
I just want to win as much as we can, because I know we have the skill to do that. So yeah, we just proved it. So yeah, I just want to win. I mean, if we can win worlds, I'd like to, obviously. But yeah, we can pretty much win any tournament. It's just it's just a question of whether it is the right day or not. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, CJ said it on the desk right now. When you guys show up in your peak form, it does seem to be unstoppable. So good luck to you, trying to get that peak form in the last regional. I'll give you the floor, and if there's anyone you want to thank, anyone you want to shout out, now's the time. You can do it in English, French, up to you.
I want to thank my parents, my brother, my teammates, my manager, my coach, and also the BDS fans who have supported us throughout the season. It really means a lot, and it motivates us to do better. And yeah, thank you so much.
No, thank you, Drally. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the mentality of hey, the Worlds is for another time. Right now, it's about just winning as much as we can. Let's just win, and eventually, if you keep doing that, you'll get to Worlds and you'll win that.
And I do like that Charlie said, winning Worlds would be nice. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely. That'd be great. So. That might be, some would say, the peak of their entire career. But yeah, like you said, that's a few steps off still. But with that win from BDS, you see it there. That is then a triple tie for points going into our third open qualifier for Gentlemates, Oxygen, and BDS. Now, also pretty much, almost definitely, I am told, has locked in our major teams for London to be that top 4: Vitality, Mates, Oxygen, and Team BDS.
This CJ is crazy just how close this got by the end of it too. I mean, the shorter season really makes that last minute point grab a scramble.
Yeah, I'd love to see a tiebreaker. I don't know, Brazil probably need to win the event or at least get a top 2 to put themselves in contention. But as I said, unless Mr. Eggflip72 can get an upset from one of these top 4 in the next
I back
event.
him.
Yeah, well, you know what? He might be kind of nice on the sticks, but we might have to find out in next weekend because there's a bit of qualifier action going on. But as you can see, the season points, K-Corp, they're still in a pretty good spot, but Oxygen top 2, that's closed the gap somewhat.
It definitely closes the gap somewhat. I mean, I still back K-Corp to have a decent, at least a minimum top 8 performance coming into the next qualifier, number 6. Now, obviously, clearly anything can happen, but I don't think there's many people. You might have 1 or 2 out there that they'll leave their opinions on Reddit, but I really don't think that Carmine Court is not making a top 8 Stumpy next time.
Yeah, I mean, you would definitely hope to see them up in that spot. We can always look at a team and say, that was a road bump. But when you look at the absolute determination of a team like Carmine Corp that have Ferra and Vatira, they are not going to settle for, oh, okay, we didn't make a main event. No. They are all in. They would not have taken this weekend lightly whatsoever. It's the first one that Vatira's missed. It's ridiculous. So Carmine Corp are going to come back with a vengeance. And before we go, I put a little tweet from Corelli, our good friend Corelli, in our Discord. I was going to rattle off some stats about this BDS win. So he was saying, it's the first regional win for BDS in almost 2 years since Spring Regional 2 21-22. It's the first regional win for Monkey Moon without extra, which is crazy as well because they've not been teammates for a very long time, obviously. first regional win for Drali. And Monkey Moon now has the single most regional titles of any player between North America and Europe with 12.
That
12.
That really speaks to the domination of him beforehand. If it's been this long and he's in the lead.
It's been 2 years, and then he got another one and is now in the lead. Like, incredible. Incredible career so far.
Well, that's just absolutely monstrous. Speaking of monstrous, this little guy right here, this little coin, he did pretty good today. I mean, overall, 50%. You're doing your job, buddy. Perfect on the day. The only one that did it.
Forget about the coin. Forget about the coin.
No!
So
Stop trying to take
a
it.
split. I'm going to win it again this split. It is so easy. Just pick the winners, guys. Just pick who's going to win the series. It's that simple.
I beat the coin by 1.
That's
But I beat Chance
50% for the coin.
by 1. I went 0-3 today. What am I
It's
doing?
like the first time that the coin's actually been 50%.
I feel like the rest of us are just perfectly average, and I'm very content being exactly there. We're now with qualifier 5 done, on our way to 6. In a couple weeks, Europe will be hitting the field again. I'll show you the next week's schedule because the NA is there in a second. But that Major 2 is on its way. It is getting closer and closer and closer, CJ. This thing is on our doorstep.
Yeah, we love Landon. Get back to Landon 3.0. You can see it down there. You know where to go for the tickets. I'm sure Leaf will read out the URL. He loves reading out the URLs. Get down and get there. We've got the English jerseys on and everything. If you want to get involved, it is our spiritual home.
Do I have to? No, I don't want to read it now.
Yeah,
You said I'm going.
Nah, go on.
Okay.
Kill it, King.
Do it.
Ticketmaster.co.uk.
Yeah, very good. Lovely, love that. Great job.
Get your tickets, join us!
We want to see as many people there as we possibly can. It's as I said, CJ, it's the spiritual home of the RLCS, the Copper Box. Magic's been, it's happened there twice. Can it happen a third time? Spoilers, yes. We just don't know what it's going to be yet.
That's very true, but taking a look, as I mentioned, next week's schedule, this is what we got on the docket. First touch, make sure you're checking that out, 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you don't want to do the math, that's 2 o'clock Eastern time. And then
All right.
additionally on
Back
that,
to North
would
America
that be
next
8
week.
o'clock CEST? Am I doing my math right there?
Woo!
You're on your own.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
mate,
that's-
I always use Google, mate.
I thought I had you guys with me here. 7. Okay, for 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
7 p.m. I just there's someone in my
There we
job,
go. Yeah,
CJ.
good job, CJ. Congratulations. And then North America, after that, couple other regions as well. We kick off Rocket League action. That'll be their last qualifier, number 6, and that's where they'll lock everything in. Again, G2 locked in for Worlds, but not for Major yet. I think they're close.
Yep.
Are they going to be able to lock in tonight after
No,
qualifiers?
yeah, they can lock in tonight, I believe, if they get a
okay.
single win in a double elimination.
That's not going to happen. I don't know.
see how they do.
We'll see it. But anyways, as we said, join in for the rest of that action. Shout outs to everyone that hung out with us today. It was a wonderful, eventful day. Shout outs to Stumpy again.
Yeah,
once again,
Championship
CJ,
Sunday.
You're pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you soon.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's a great tournament. We're going to take a break here. We'll probably be back later with some games. I appreciate you guys tuning in again next week. We'll probably do some watching of the North American tournament if I'm around. Appreciate everybody. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.